first, second, third?
Fuck.
Just asking
It's
before
around
you
here
hit
somewhere.
go.
I'm not very organized. Here it is. Oh, it's the intro. Intro.
You know, the one thing with that thing I thought really was funny is too, like, oh, so is Karen just an acquaintance? Karen has been my friend for I don't know how long. Longer than you.
Yeah, but like I said, dude, I've put in more time.
I don't judge my friends on that.
You should. Dude, I put in a lot of time with you. I deserve it.
And you're a friend.
No.
You're actually probably.
I should be the best
I
friend.
helped mold and sculpt him though into the person that you love.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't give my friends labels of like best and stuff.
Labels?
Best friend.
What are your pronouns?
He doesn't give his friends pronouns.
Your friends don't get pronouns. Okay. Welcome to the Bonsai Movie Crew, where every week we talk about a different goddamn movie. No matter the genre or anything. It could be
breaking out the GD, right?
What, goddamn?
Like right from the rip.
Well, goddamn right I am. I even rhymed with that one.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so this week we are talking about The Watch, which we'll get there in a second. First off, let's talk about some news. I don't really have a lot of news.
Are you sure that's where we go next?
Yeah, I think so.
He did good.
Is it looking at the bullet
Yeah,
points?
he's got the bullet points, I think.
Yeah, news.
It's news.
News and what have you been watching, and then movie time. Okay, so this week I don't really have a lot of crazy news. It was just announced though, and I think this was just announced yesterday or the day before. I don't know if you guys saw that clip of Ryan Reynolds talking about Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
No.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen
Deadpool.
I haven't seen Deadpool 2. Don't
Anyway.
care to see Deadpool 2.
It's good.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I'm
So
fucking
Hugh
stoked.
Jackman's coming back to play Wolverine again.
In the Deadpool movie.
In the Deadpool movie
Ryan
with
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
In the correct Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Not in the bullshit one that came back.
Didn't
you know.
really care for Deadpool 1.
All right. Well,
Moving on.
this is
You know,
why-
I
This is why he's Ducky Tarantino.
yeah.
You know, I went to the well, because Trey really killed me on Deadpool, man.
I
He used to
understand that. You got burnt out on
I
it.
went to watch Deadpool in a Punisher shirt. Just
But they're part of the same universe, though.
But I think the Punisher has a better moral standing kind of than the.
I don't think either of them have any kind of moral
they
standing.
have. They're both have horrible morals.
Yeah.
But I liked the fact that.
Don't get me wrong, dude. I like the Punisher more too, but like
the fact that the Punisher only went after bad guys and Deadpool was a merc. He would go after bad and good guys. It didn't matter to him.
see, I like the Punisher for the simple fact that he had that idea of you can keep putting them behind bars, they're gonna get out and keep committing crimes. I put them down so they can't commit any crimes. Anyway, moving on. So, for any of you out there that are looking for some new movies to watch, there's a few movies out this week that just came out on digital. I don't know exactly. I don't think they're out on Blu-ray or anything yet. But especially because we're getting into,
The Halloweens.
well, not the Halloween, but like the colder months.
Oh yeah.
So people are gonna they're gonna spend more time
Let's
inside,
see,
things like that. So I think from week to week here, if there's any new movies out or anything that even looks interesting, I'll kind of fill you guys in a little bit because I try to keep up on this stuff myself because I'm always looking for new movies to watch. But this week, these just released yesterday, I believe. You got Bodies, Bodies, Bodies with it's a horror movie, but I think it's kind of a satire. Not, I wouldn't even say satire. But it's one of those teen sort of horror movies where people are just coming up dead and there's a killer amongst them. But it looks...
I think I've seen a little thing for
It looks funny, but it also looks like... I wouldn't say it looks scary so much as it looks like it could be an entertaining flick. It's got Pete Davidson in it.
Oh.
It's like...
not good.
No, I think it looks good. I like
don't
Pete
like
Davidson.
Pete
I like Pete
you
Davidson.
You can't automatically just blow something off just because you don't like one person in it.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I agree with that.
But that's what the whole world does. Why can't I join in?
Well,
because that's what makes you a better person.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so also this week, digital release, Bullet Train with fucking Brad Pitt. I believe Sandra Bullock's in there.
I think I've
I
seen
love
a couple other people. A bunch
I'm
of
happy
fucking.
she's coming back in
It's
the
a pretty.
movies.
Well, actually, she's taking a break from movies. That's what she said after she did. What's that movie?
Lost City.
Lost City. She said that she's taking a break from movies for because she produced that one.
Oh, well, because I thought she was out of them for a long time raising our kid.
She said she's actually taking a break from movies to spend more time with her kids and things. So she'll come back eventually, but I think she's
Well,
just
because I
taking a
thought,
break.
well, maybe
I think
was
she
just
needs to take a
producing
break
stuff.
from the plastic surgery though, because I'm tired of seeing that shit. She used to be pretty, and now she's just like
I'm
I
Looking
didn't know
very-
she was doing plastic surgery. I thought she looked pretty good in Lost City.
maybe.
I
I mean,
don't-
she looked.
she's
She
yeah
looked
she's had
older.
work. She's had work.
Maybe,
I don't like
know
it,
that.
especially in the mouth area. Like you can, it's just like one of those
Okay, but
like
she-
they just took and like pulled her face back. You know what I
She
mean?
didn't
Like
look as bad as Jennifer Connelly though. It's not as in your face.
no, I disagree. I think she looks worse than Jennifer Connelly. Look at the two of them.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Look at the two of them and see which I think that Sandra Bullock looks worse.
No, I don't think so.
I do.
I'm solving.
And
this.
also
Sandra Bullock
Jennifer
now.
Connelly was just in the Top Gun movie,
Sandra
and she
Bullock
doesn't look
now.
all plasticky in that. She actually looks aged.
Well, maybe it was just an Alita
Here's
then.
some
I don't know.
pictures
I'd have to look at that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay,
And Alita she looked bad.
Here's a picture.
I didn't really pay much
of her.
attention
Yeah,
to
she
her.
looked like she might have had her lips thinned out and stuff.
Let me see.
But I don't think she looks bad.
I do. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't think she looks bad.
All right.
At all.
think
Well,
she
then
looks
praise her
either.
plastic
But it looks
surgeon.
like she may had a little
Her
bit
li-
of work
lipo
done. But
guy.
I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
think
she had a
looks
little
bad.
bit of work done, but I'd still bang her.
Oh,
well, that's not even in the question.
I
Come
mean, I
on.
would.
That's not even in the question. That's not even fair.
I mean, I'm just
I mean,
saying.
of course I would. You know, it's Sandra Bullock.
Fair enough.
I mean, come on, dude. Like, you remember what was the Love Potion number 9?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
old one.
yeah, she was
yeah.
awesome in that. Mm-hmm. That was bad. Yeah,
You know, it always cracks me up with Sandra Bullock because they always put her in these movies where they're like, ugly duckling, beautiful.
Yeah.
she's
She's
gorgeous
hot
either
all the
way.
time.
It
Like,
doesn't matter. You
she's-
try to
yeah,
make her
always
look
been
ugly,
kinda
she's
pretty.
gorgeous. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
I'm
all
sorry.
they do too is like frizz her
I
hair
know.
up.
And
like,
the best
like,
thing
it's
is,
gonna make her look
in
ugly.
like Miss Congeniality, the only thing that she did was act kind of boyish.
Yeah.
Like,
act boyish, and she didn't
Okay.
take care of her hair.
okay, like,
Like they cleaned up her eyebrows, straightened her hair, and said, "Perk up a little bit," and there you go.
Like-
she won a fucking. She almost won Miss America.
okay, so she just like went through my day to day. Like, I mean, like that's all they did was try to teach her how to be a lady.
Yeah.
I really liked her. I'm sorry, in Speed. I thought she did an awesome. job.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. Speed was great.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
not Speed 2.
Yeah. We won't talk about
I
it.
watched Speed 2 a lot. I will say it was not as good as 1, but
The
I still
best,
watched
the,
it a
the
lot.
best
I've
name
never
that could have
seen
gave
Speed
that
2.
fucking movie they did. Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Control.
Like, wow, dude. That's the best you could have
most
gave it.
90s,
Yeah,
like-
Cruise Control. Like, you're just hitting the cruise control, just going at a steady pace.
The only thing they could have done better was put Steven Seagal in there as the bad guy or something.
William Dafoe was the bad guy.
I know, but
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if you remembered who he was because you said you didn't
I've
see
never
it.
seen it. But no, like I know enough about it to be dangerous. I think it would have been funny, or like have him as like the chef or something in the ship, or like am I remembering another movie he was in? Maybe.
Yeah,
I
Under
don't know.
Siege.
Oh.
Under Siege.
Oh.
Where Tommy Lee Jones was the main bad guy.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
it would be funny for Steven Seagal to be the bad guy, though.
He's been a bad guy. He's not a good bad guy. He's kind of. I just don't
That's
like
still
Steven
the
Seagal.
point. That's still funny, though. Like
still
that's
like-
kind of the point.
I hate
I
Steven
think the
Seagal.
only reason I watched.
Everybody hates
just don't like
Seagal.
him.
I think the reason I watched Cruise Control was probably because we had HBO, so I watched it all the time. And the other only reason I watched it was probably because of Sandra Bullock.
Well, yeah, that's.
I mean, well,
she puts
Jason
she
Patrick-
puts butts in seats, man. I mean,
Yeah,
she gets tickets.
Jason Patrick was in that too. One of
Yeah.
the few things he's done since Lost Boys. I think of like 3.
He was
movies he's
in.
done.
He did the second season of Wayward Pines, which was an M. Night Shyamalan sort of show or whatever, and because the first season had Matt Lillard in it, Matthew Lillard, not Matthew Lillard, fucking. He's from. He was in fucking goddamn it, something about Mary. He was the.
Ben Stiller.
No, not Ben Stiller.
Matt,
Oh, I know who you're talking
Dillon?
about.
Matt
He was also
Dillon,
in
yeah.
Wild
Matt
Things.
Dillon. Yeah, Matt Dillon. So he was in the first season, and they killed him off at the end of the first season, which really sucks because he was the only reason why I watched that show.
Matt Dillon's great.
I fucking love Matt Dillon. And then so for the second season, they brought him at that. What's his name? the guy Jason Patrick for the second season, and I didn't even bother with it.
Well, the only thing I remember seeing him in like recently was The Replacements, and that was how long ago?
He was in The Replacements?
Yeah, he was the bad guy.
And you talking about the football movie?
No.
No.
Talking about The Losers?
The Losers, thank you. The Losers.
I watched that.
He was a bad guy in that?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in that.
Really? I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Wait, so who'd he play in Cruise Control?
He was the main guy.
Boyfriend or her.
He was essentially Keanu Reeves' replacement.
Yeah, he was the Keanu Reeves replacement.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look like the same guy.
Oh, okay, because I'm saying because I'm still judging him from when he looked in Cruise Control.
He doesn't look the same as he did like in Lost Boys or whatever.
All right, let's move on. So there's another movie coming out that's out called Control. I haven't really looked too much into this. It looks cool and it's getting really good reviews. It's about some girl, lady, I should say, in a some kind of research facility. They constantly are doing tests on her to see something about like she has some kind of telekinetic abilities. It reminded me of a video game called Control, where the girl has telekinetic abilities, but apparently they have no connection. So I was really confused by this, but it looks good and it seems cool. Another movie coming out for you horror movie fans called Fall. Essentially, it's exactly what it sounds like. It takes place on a tower, something like really far, like a mile in the air or something. I don't know. It looks good but dumb at the same time. You remember that movie, Bring It On, Cheer or Die?
Yeah.
That's out.
Yes.
So if you want to check that out, that is out on demand. So yeah, go watch that piece of shit.
Where is it streaming?
I don't know if it's streaming on anything. I know it's on I know you can get it on digital. So I don't know if it's streaming.
I'm looking at it.
I don't want to know if I don't think I would pay for that.
I don't know that.
If it's on one of my streaming services,
if I can stream it for free, I might check it out.
Bring it on.
The synopsis is super simple. So I don't even know. Like, I feel like it's just a movie that shouldn't have been called Bring It On. It should have been
maybe, it's probably one of those deals where it was supposed to be something else. And
they just kind of had that.
They're like,
they're like, hold on, we need to save this. We need to save this franchise from falling into public domain.
What was it? Cheer or Die?
Cheer or Die, yeah.
Not available on your fucking streaming services.
It's probably only out on...
yeah, it's only for rent right now.
Yeah.
Why are you fucking renting it?
I'm definitely not going to pay for it. Also, so for you horror movie fans or you old school, it does. It looks terrible. It does. It looks bad. It looks really bad. And the synopsis for the movie is a cheerleading squad find an abandoned school or something.
It says held down by restrictive rules, an embattled cheerleading squad seeks the freedom of a creepy closed school gym to practice for regionals. But when members of the squad start to disappear, the cheerleaders must unmask their assailant to save themselves. PG-13.
Not even an R rating.
Nope.
Come on, man. It's not even worth checking out then.
It says the rating on here is 6% so far.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen that movie? It's an old movie. It's called All Cheerleaders Must Die.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like what that's put me in the mind of.
Yeah, exactly. Only that one's probably better. All right, so this big piece of shit dropped on Netflix yesterday or day before. The Munsters. From Rob Zombie.
I had no interest going in.
So I've got a few gripes. I haven't even seen this fucking movie yet, and I already have gripes about it. For one,
I had gripes before it came out.
Yeah, for one, Sherry Moon Zombie can go suck a dick.
She does. That's why she got the roles.
Yeah, right. But also, dude, why is this movie 2 hours long? Why is it so long?
Also, why is Rob Zombie directing it? I'm sorry to tell you guys, but Rob
needs
Zombie
to stick with fucking music.
Stuff.
Go back to music. Stop making movies.
I was thinking about this. Rob Zombie is your next Tim Burton. He's taking properties and IPs that already exist
and because
remaking
Tim Burton
them.
was good at one time.
One time, like fucking 30 years ago.
But he was good at one time. Rob Zombie has never made a good movie.
That is true. No, I take that. I wouldn't say that because, I mean, I don't like House of a Thousand Corpses, but I am a Devil's Rejects fan.
No, that movie.
But I will say that one of the worst movies I have ever fucking seen in my life is The Lords of Salem. Lords of Salem. That movie. That movie is a piece of shit, dude.
All of them are bad because even like Devil's Rejects, like, how the fuck is that a good movie? Because the only thing that was cool if you want to go there, is like the family having some balls and like killing people and shit. And then in Devil's Rejects, they turn into a bunch of fucking pussies.
That's true. I agree with that.
That's stupid.
Well, that's why I don't know, man. I see where you're coming from there. But if I watched Devil's Rejects without seeing House of a Thousand Corpses,
sure,
I would, you know what I mean?
I could see
like
that.
as a standalone movie, I loved it.
As a standalone movie, sure.
Now the 3 from Hell movie, I didn't care for that. That was dumb.
All of them
because it was like a continuation. I didn't care for it.
All of them suck.
But 31,
I wanted
all
to
of
like
his movies are rehashed ideas. That's all they are.
Yes. When I saw House of a Thousand Corpses, I was pumped.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, huh. Yeah, I've seen this movie before.
Yeah,
fucking kidding me?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's you're damn right.
Yep, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, Tim Burton was once good, so you can't even compare the two. At least Tim Burton was good.
I'm just tired of these motherfucking
ideas. He had his own creative ideas back in the day.
Yeah, kinda. He had a couple of movies that he did that were his ideas, but everything else were like musicals or whatever before that. You know what I mean? Like Sweeney Todd was a musical before. So was fucking. I think Edward Scissorhands was his idea.
Edward Scissorhands was his.
Beetlejuice was his.
And
so was Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas was his.
But everything other than that, Frankenweenie. But
I bet I could go back for. I bet there's a lot more than that. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not a huge Tim Burton fan. Not a big Tim Burton. Like, he's okay.
I like Tim Burton. He used to be good, and he was very creative at one time. That's what I'm saying. You can't compare the two.
That's true. Okay, fine. I won't fucking compare him.
Thank you. All right, I'll drop it now.
He's more like our new Ed Wood.
There you go. I'll go with that. But
only they throw money.
Entertaining.
They didn't throw a bunch of money at Ed Wood. They throw a shitload of money at Rob Zombie, and he still can't make a good movie.
You know why they throw all that money is because of Rob Zombie.
Well, no, because he's in a band and he has a following. He does have a following.
Yeah,
but it's like they hand a bunch of 15-year-old boys in a room. Here, write us a script, and it's all fucks, dicks, and dick jokes, and like it's not funny, dude. It's not entertaining.
That's because that's what Rob Zombie is. He's not a mature adult.
Yeah, grow the fuck up, man. Anyway, sorry about that. My rant.
He's one of those people who's like Marilyn Manson.
He does nothing.
I don't think. Don't get me wrong, dude. The Monsters looks like it could be a good movie, but it's not because it looks cheesy.
It's not going to be good.
And honestly, even the cheese wouldn't bother me. But it's the fact that he does all his Rob Zombie shit. He's trying to make this classic fucking.
But here's the thing: is that it should be cheesy because
I know
the original Monsters
was
cheesy. It should be, but he's going to fuck it up.
He's not gonna fuck. He did fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because it's not getting good reviews. Nobody likes it.
No.
So
even before it was made, it was a bad idea. Yeah. Whoever gave him the reins should be pummeled.
Well, also because okay, if you've watched the Monsters, which I know we've all watched the Monsters.
Fuck yeah,
I've seen every.
They
episode.
have all that stuff, all the stuff like that's like scary. But Rob Zombie is going to shove the whole background full of gore and satanic and demonic.
I don't think so.
It's PG. So. It's rated PG.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is a PG movie.
I don't think that. I just think he's going to ruin it.
He's going to ruin it. But also, so the movie was made on a $40 million budget. It looks like a fucking $30 budget. Because even I've heard reviewers and everybody say this, because I was thinking this whenever I saw the fucking trailers. The costumes look like garbage.
I've never seen it.
I watch another guy who does reviews, and he said that there's a scene with a Halloween party, and he said you can't tell the difference between the people who are actually wearing costumes that are meant to be wearing costumes for the Halloween party and the people who are in costume for the movie, for the monsters, for like the like the creature from Black Lagoon, all that stuff. He said you can't tell the fucking difference because that's how cheap their costumes look.
Jesus.
I was like, that's fucking sad, man. I was like, especially on a $40 million budget. But I guess the lighting looks good.
For giving fucking Rob Zombie $40 million.
Rob Zombie's a fucking joke, man.
He probably gave $20 million of it to his wife.
Dude,
yeah, I'm sick of him.
That was her fucking payment.
I actually heard him say that the only reason he even got into music was to do movies.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
But
the music was good.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore, though.
No, not anymore. I'm just saying, back in the day, the music was good.
Yeah, it had good beats and stuff, but other than that, I don't really...
So there's a couple of movies that trailers have dropped for we're getting into the spooky season. So you're getting more movie trailers for horror movies and things like that are going to be coming out, especially on streaming services and like that. So there's one coming out on Shudder called Slash Back. and it's a
Shudder.
I do too. I fucking love Shudder.
I
If you don't have Shudder and you've got an extra $7 a month or whatever it is,
I mean,
pay
who
for
doesn't
it.
have $7 a month?
Yeah, pay
Shudder
for
is
it, dude.
amazing.
It's worth it.
I had Shudder for a while, and it was pretty good. I got it to watch the Creep Show.
Yeah.
I love
So
it,
this movie,
The Last Drive-In.
I'm not sure exactly when it drops, but it's about a bunch of girls, like young ladies, like young girls, and apparently an alien invasion occurs, and it looks like it could be like they're kind of quippy. These girls are.
I love that.
So, but it also looks like it could be kind of gory in areas, which I'm excited for. So it looks good. I will actually be checking that one out. There's another one coming out called I can't remember the name of the fucking movie. I watched the trailer and I lost it, and I'm like, where did this movie go? But it's coming out, and it's coming to Hulu. It's called fuck. I can't remember the name of it. I don't know the name of it. But the monster in it looks awesome. He looks cool as fuck.
That's why you need to write this stuff down.
Wanted to, and I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here real fast.
Type it into Google and describe it. Google knows all, even with the least description.
Except for one thing that is wrong about is that men can give birth.
Say that men can give birth?
Yeah, it says that some men can give birth.
Hold on a second. Let me just go ahead and Google new horror
monster
movies
Hulu.
On Hulu. New horror.
Put monster, since you know there's a monster in it.
Yeah, well, hold on Hulu. Okay, coming to Hulu, I guess. Not on Hulu, because apparently it's not on Hulu yet. Let's see here. Where the fuck is it, man? I just saw the goddamn movie. This goddamn early, like not even an hour ago or something.
Like it's coming out.
It's coming out. It's not out yet. I'm going to just type in horror movies coming to Hulu. Horror movies. God, if you want to, people, you can skip through this part. Skip forward about 30 seconds and we'll find it for you.
Wow, it doesn't give you, like, it just keeps, wait, Grim Cuddy?
Yeah, that's
Grim
it.
Cuddy,
That's
welcome.
it. Yeah, that's it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Grim Cuddy, which is a dumb name. I don't know what the fuck that is, but like, look, you can see his face right there in the.
Yeah, I seen it.
You've seen it. So it looks cool as fuck, and he looks creepy. So
you ever noticed though, like in Hulu, anytime they have like a monster movie, a lot of them have stupid names, but they are really good.
Like Prey.
Well, there was that one whole series that they had.
Because I thought it was a dumb name for a Predator movie.
They had that one whole series that was Blumhouse production that helped do. They were like holiday. They were all revolving around holidays.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember what it was called now. In the Dark, Into the Dark, something like that. But they all had holiday themes, and there was a couple of monsters on there. Every single one of them had a dumb name. But there was only one of them that I fucking hated. And they had a sequel to that one that I fucking hated. Like on the next holiday that it had. And the sequel was awesome. So like, yeah, but like all of the monsters that they had on that series had dumb names and they were really good.
Yeah, so, this one here looks pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly what the whole premise is of it.
Pookie. That was the fucking monster's name. Fucking hated it.
Pookie?
Yeah, it was like a toy. It was a kid's toy, and it went stupid and like tried to kill people or whatever. But it was like, well, I think it was a dude in a costume, I think, and he tried to kill people or something. I don't remember. But the first one was stupid, and then the second one was great. So
sometimes you get that, man. Yeah, you know what I mean.
The sequel was great.
All right, so that's what I got so far on movies, and we'll try to, as they come out, we'll fill you guys in. But, all right, well, let's jump into what have you guys been watching? Karen?
Not much.
Not much?
Finished season 1 of Only Murders in the Building.
Did you like it?
I did.
It was really good, wasn't it?
I fucking love it.
It's really good. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
I've started season 2 already. Yeah, I'm on episode 3, I think.
Yeah, I haven't started it yet.
Yeah, It's great. It's still great. I'm gonna continue.
I wanted to wait for the whole second season to come out.
It's on. The whole
I figured it was by now because they're only half-hour episodes or something. So you kind of like you want to savor.
They're a little longer in season 2. I think 35 or 40 minutes. Yeah. Like it depends because I think one of them I watched was 45 minutes. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of all over the place.
They can do that with streaming services.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's because like the first one did so well that they're kind of allowing them to have little.
Yeah, let's give you a little more time.
Yeah, like I don't know. I fucking love it. And then we watched Practical Magic
with
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. And who else is in
Jeremiah had never seen it, and I was like...
Is that Nicole Kidman in that too? Yeah.
He's like... He'd never seen it, and I was like, oh, it's great. Because, like, all I remembered was, like, that they killed her boyfriend.
I think I saw it, like, once years ago.
Yeah, like, I'd seen it, like, 100 years ago, right? Yeah. I remembered that her husband died, and it was sad. But then all I remember was that it got dark because, like, they killed her boyfriend, he came back, and it was, like, this zombie thing. And so I thought, like, it was going to be creepy and, like, great, right? So I was like, oh, let's watch this.
Isn't it, like, kind of a dark comedy or something?
Kind of, but, like, it's sort of a love story, right? So, like...
It's more of a drama than anything.
Yeah, so, like, you know, it goes in and I'm like, oh, this is a lot more love-laden than I remember. Damn.
This isn't near as fun as I remember it to be.
Well, no, it was still really good. I mean, I still very fondly, you know, it was still just as good as I remember. Just had,
what was that movie with Bruce Willis and Goldie Hawn and where they get that potion and shit and then pretty much they can't die.
Oh, Death Becomes Her.
Death Becomes Her.
Oh, yeah, I fucking love that movie.
I used to have a shirt that said
That's what you were just...
I was always so jealous of that fucking shirt.
Trey gave me that shirt.
I wanted that shirt
and
so
I don't
bad.
know what happened to it
That
either.
son of a bitch, I wanted that shirt.
See, that movie's a fucking... That's what that movie should have been. You know what I mean? That Practical Magic. If they would have leaned more that way...
I think they did a great job because, like, you know, so... The only thing was, you know, that they talked about the curse that, like, any man that fell in love with them would die or whatever, you know, so... And one thing that Sandra Bullock really does well is sad. So, like, when her husband died, you know, like, you feel it, right? You're like, oh, fuck, you know? And I remember it being sad, but, like, you know, I was young when I watched it the first time. So, like, the second time, or, like, this time when I was watching, I'm like, oh, that's so fucking sad. Like, you know? And then, like, you know, so, like, you get past that part, and then, like, they kill her boyfriend, and then he's, like, coming back and shit, and, you know, it's funny. And then, like, you know, the cop shows up and it's funny and, you know, all this stuff's going on. So, I don't know. It was just kind of like a lot of different things wrapped up together.
It's kind of like a roller coaster ride, you know?
You have,
it's got its ups and downs.
Yeah, you've got like this really sad and you've got really funny and then you got kind of creepy and I mean, it was still a really fucking good movie. But that's all we really watched this week.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? What you watching?
Well, I've pretty much been watching the same stuff that I've been watching. But I started a new show on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix, on Hulu. It's a cartoon adult show. It's an adult animation.
Porn?
No.
They don't have that on Hulu, do they?
I don't think so.
No, it's a show called it's done. The people live in North Carolina, and it's called Bless the Hearts.
I have not even heard of this.
That sounds dumb.
And
you didn't even start describing it. Calm down.
Well, it sounds like a bad like drama show or something.
It's a comedy, and it's basically there's this girl Jessica who lives with her mom who's an older woman because she's an adult, and then her daughter, and the daughter's a real good artist, and she's dating this guy that she's been dating for 10 years because she's scared of like living with him in marriage. And he's funny, and then basically she works at this restaurant that is called The Last Supper. It's a seafood buffet, and the restaurant, it's got a big picture of the Last Supper with Jesus sitting in the middle of it, and sometimes Jesus comes out and talks to her. And I think it's pretty cool because like they didn't make it don't have no bad language or anything. It's really kind of family friendly, and I just really like it because a good little wholesome show.
All right, well, that's cool. I mean,
but I did actually decide there was a couple before we started doing this. There was a movie that I seen on Netflix, and it was called Day Shift.
Yeah, the one with Jamie Foxx, and David Franco.
That was a pretty good movie. I like that one.
My 7-year-old. I got a 7-year-old, and we watched that movie, and I was like, it's probably gonna fucking suck. It's a vampire movie that went straight. It's on Netflix. You know what I mean? And
but surprisingly, there's
sometimes,
a lot of Netflix movies that are good.
Really
sometimes, yeah, and I'm like, so we watched it, and it was okay. It was a good action flick, a good time. But Jackson loved it, dude. He was like, Dad, what was the name of that movie? I was like, it's Day Shift or whatever. Yeah, I want to watch that again sometime. Like,
it's got Dave Franco in it. I'm down.
Right.
I mean, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, he's got a really big role in the movie. He's actually
Franco.
pretty funny in the movie too.
You guys know how I feel about James Franco. I don't understand why Dave Franco is not more.
Is Dave Franco? Are they related?
Yeah, they're brothers.
I thought they were, but I wasn't for sure. But
Dave Franco doesn't have the monster mouth.
Well, because some people they'll look and they'll have the same name, but then it turns out they're not.
They're not related
yeah.
at all.
Or like Charlie Sheen, you wouldn't know that he was related to
Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez, yeah. Like with Hollywood, they change their names and stuff so much that you don't know who's related.
Well, that's
to
because
who.
Emilio Estevez kept their
family name,
their actual name.
Okay, so I haven't watched a lot this week either. We started watching that Dahmer show. We're 6 episodes.
There's a lot of backlash going on with that.
Why?
I guess I could have brought this up with news.
Is it mainly because of Dahmer?
Well, it's kind of like,
I know
you and I talked about this.
I think they said something about like trying to glorify it.
Well,
make
it's
seem like
something that I've talked about a little bit because, like, I'm a big fan of true crime, serial killers. I've done a lot of research on my own. I read a lot of books, watch the shows, stuff like that. But a lot of the stuff that I watch or that I'm into has to do with the serial killer themselves. A lot of their background, a lot of, the crimes themselves and stuff like that. The backlash that's coming from this is specifically that they're including, like, family members from the victims. Like, they have a scene of one of the family members that talked at his trial, and they recreated that in the movie. And it's bringing up, a lot of things for the victims' families traumas. That, and that they didn't get permission to do that. And it's, I have a problem with that. It's one thing to learn about serial killers and want to learn about them for a reason, but re-victimizing and, these were real people, real victims.
Yeah. I understand.
But anyway, that's where that
There's a couple of episodes that I'm like, are they trying to make it seem like Dahmer wasn't such a bad guy? Like,
but Ryan Murphy does that. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
like there is a couple of scenes where I'm like, okay, let's not try to make it seem like he's a good dude or something.
That's part of the reason I really kind of don't want to watch it, because I love Evan Peters. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I've seen My Friend Dahmer. I saw the one that, like, we talked about it last time, that had what's his face in it.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner, and that was a really good one. He did a good job.
That was creepy. Yeah, that was a creepy one.
He did a really good job. I don't think we need this one. I just don't.
I'm digging it though, man. Like I don't know. Like I'm not big into the serial killer stuff like you guys are. I like true crime stuff. We love documentaries and true crime documentaries.
Into serial killer. I actually turned out more. I'm more now into like just mystery stuff.
Yeah. So like, but this show is actually good. Like it does. I think it tries to show more of his psyche and the way he thought. Because I don't think that. I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, he wasn't a bad dude. Obviously, he was a terrible person. Yeah. But I think it tries to show how sometimes his thoughts and emotions tried to conflict with what he wanted to do and how he tried to suppress them sometimes.
Sure.
And he was beaten out by, he didn't have the willpower to beat that out.
And maybe that is a side that they've never really portrayed.
You gotta understand, whenever they do these movies and these documentaries,
they just make him into a monster.
They want him to look like a monster, but to believe it or not, they are fucking human beings. I'm sure that he knew in his mind what I'm doing is wrong.
Well,
but I can't help myself.
Well, and if you do any research at all about it, and again, like I said, it's when I do my research, when I read, I'm reading about them. I don't, right. I might read the victims' names, or I might read about the crime itself.
Yeah.
But I don't really I don't want to get into the victims so much because they were real people.
That's what I like about it, though, because it kind of helps you feel more sympathy for the victims.
Sure, but
because,
I'm saying...
like, the whole first episode is about the one that got away.
Sure.
And then, like, one of the last episodes that I watched was about... He tried to build a relationship with this... With the deaf one, the one that was deaf, and in the end ended up killing him, obviously. Sure. But that entire episode is revolved around that victim,
right?
To the point that you feel sympathy for him, and you feel terrible whenever he finally does bite it at the end.
Right. What I'm saying, though, I'm not saying that that's not important, because it is. What I'm saying, though, is that by delving into his psyche, if you do that research, you know that already. Like, you know, I already know, like, that he had a very deep need for affection.
Oh, yeah.
He had a very deep need for someone to understand him and to feel love and affection for him. But he didn't know how. He didn't know how to get it. And a lot of what happened with him came from that. He didn't, you know, his parents... In my opinion, his mother especially, if you know anything about that,
the mother thing really takes a like.
Even before My Friend Dahmer came out, like I knew about that stuff. She failed him in so many ways, and his dad should have paid a little more attention. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they show that, like, I guess he was his dad had what happened was his parents split up. His dad, this is what I'm getting from the show. His dad left because obviously they were divorced or whatever, and then his mom just loses it and takes his little brother, and he's left at home in this house at like 17 years old for 3 months straight with nothing. And this is where he kind of starts getting into, like, you know, the alcohol abuse and his first victim. It
started out, his mom, first of all,
I don't know how accurate all this show is.
I'll give a quick rundown. When she was pregnant with Jeffrey, she took
too many pills.
Yeah, she took a lot of different pills that she probably should not have fucking taken. So maybe that had a problem.
They were all prescribed.
Maybe not. Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. But then when she had him, she wouldn't let anybody touch him. She wouldn't hold him. She wouldn't let anybody else hold him, including the dad. I mean, the fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
You wonder where that deep need for affection comes
right,
from.
And not knowing how to get it.
Exactly.
You know, and I mean, it just continued all throughout his childhood. Now, when Baby Brother came along, Baby Brother got everything he needed and wanted.
Yeah.
And what kind of message does that send to Jeff?
Kind of makes you wonder where his brother is now.
Yeah, I don't know.
And if he even holds that I bet he doesn't have the last name Dahmer.
There's
no way.
Probably not.
Dude, I mean, I'm just saying, who has the last name Dahmer and isn't even related to him probably changed their last name.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody in the world went, well, that's it.
That's it for me. But, especially if they're from Ohio.
That's like anybody who has the last name Hitler.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter related to the family, they just change it.
But, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, what kind of message does that send to Jeff?
Yeah.
Right.
When Baby Brother got everything he needed and wanted. And then, you know, Dad tried with Jeff, like he, you know, but Mom,
here and there,
Mom, she just made it hard for the dad to do anything.
I think she pretty much dipped out too whenever he was a teenager, and that was it.
She did. 16, 17, when they divorced, everybody just left him.
Yeah.
But the dad, I will say this much for the dad. The dad did not know that Jeffrey was alone.
Yeah, he
until
didn't
the
know.
very end.
Until he came in and like he wanted to introduce his new spouse or whatever, his new significant other.
The dad did try with Jeff.
Yeah.
But a lot of times he got blocked by Mom. So, anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
You know, I'm just saying, you know, if you knew anything about Dahmer, you knew that already, that he had this very deep affection, but not a lot of the movies did a good job of portraying that. So maybe that is one good thing that Ryan Murphy is doing, but at the same time, I don't know how much of that you can do and it not be a slap in the face at the same time. That's a very tight.
It's a very tight line to walk, but
because you want to do a good job, but you're playing somebody who is hated.
Well, it's not even that. It's more or less you're trying to write as many of the facts in as you can without trying to make it look like you sympathize with with Dahmer.
Yeah, like I said, you're trying to do a good job, but you're playing somebody who's hated.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but I don't know. It's a good show. I suggest checking it out. And then also I've been slowly, like, because I have Disney Plus, I slowly try to get into some of the old cartoons and try to watch them all. And I've slowly been watching the old school 1990s X-Men show.
Oh, I missed that show.
Yeah, I love that show. I've been trying to watch it chronologically. Like, they got the fucking episodes messed up on that thing.
They do. Like,
So,
I noticed that I watched
yeah.
something else, and I was like, this is
Yeah,
a
the
lot of
episodes
fucking
are
whack.
off. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, this isn't even... Okay, so... But anyway, one show that they do have is Gargoyles. And that is such an underrated fucking TV show, man.
I love
Because
Gargoyles.
that movie is so well done. It's got... I mean, just the storyline alone, some of the story
Did you ever
beats...
see the preview for it?
No.
They made a live action preview for it, I do believe.
Did they?
And it looked good, but it was one of those.
It would be such a
fan-made.
cool fucking, like, movie
It
for
was-
them to do or
it was
something like
one
that.
Of those, it was one of those fan-made ones.
Was it?
That did a really
It'd be
good
so
job,
awesome.
though.
Like, the characters in the show are awesome. I love the diversity in the show is amazing. Like, I think the main girl, the cop, she's like half, I don't know, Italian and half black, I think, or something. I don't know, but like,
Yeah.
she puts me in the mind of, like, I don't know if you guys know who Sarah Pizzini is from Witchblade. She puts me in the mind of her from Witchblade because she's also a New York City cop or detective or whatever. So
I don't
it's
know
just
much about Witchblade except for she was a cop.
yeah. So like, there's that, and plus just the characters with the gargoyles, and nobody does anything with gargoyles, man. That's so cool. Like, it's just awesome. It's good character design, everything. And it's a well-made show. It's well animated.
My friend Milo really likes it. He has a toy of one of the main gargoyle.
Goliath, yeah.
He's got a little.
I just think that the
action
show is highly underrated, and I think that it deserves.
I used to watch it every day before school.
I used to watch it when I was a kid, but I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now. Like, I'm watching it, I'm like, this show is awesome.
Dude, I
like, this
loved
show is
it.
amazing.
You know what show I want to watch from my childhood? Because I didn't really get to see much of it from when I was a child. Biker
Mice from Mars. Yeah. That was
I
back
don't
whenever.
know what you're talking about.
That was well.
don't.
This was back whenever he had like Street Sharks.
Yeah, Street
And,
Sharks is cool.
You know
too.
what I mean? This is back whenever people were trying to capitalize on what the Ninja Turtles were doing.
Fair enough.
So they had
Biker
mutated
Mice from Mars.
animals. Well, they're like, well, we can do that. So they had Biker Mice from Mars, and they had Street Sharks, and I think they had another one.
I knew Street Sharks. I've never heard of this biker mice thing.
Biker Mice
Battletoads was a direct rip-off also.
Yeah, Biker Mice from Mars were cool because it was just mice who had little antennas still. They had because they were from Mars.
Yeah.
And they had
I think I remember the toys.
'Cause
There
I
were
have-
toys, right?
I had the toys, and my brother had what was his name? I think it was Lawrence Limburger, and he had a human face.
Lawrence Limburger.
But you took it off, and it was a fish face. It was like he was the enemy of them, and it was a cool show.
What
I
in
still
the
remember
world?
one line from it, from when they're fighting these robots, and the one guy goes, the one mouse, I forget his name, goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and the one mouse goes, fall? I thought it was winter. And it's just like that little.
What?
Fall. I thought it was winter.
Oh, I thought you said winter. Like,
Oh, that's the dumbest thing ever. I love it.
these stupid dad jokes, man. See, and they wonder where I get them from. It's like, well, I grew up on them.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up learning this shit. All right, so we have made it through that. Let's get into the movie. This week we are talking about The Watch from 2012, directed by Akiva Schaffer, which I didn't know this, is also a member of the Lonely Island. That would explain why they were at the orgy. Directed by Akiva Schaffer, written by Jared Stern, and I didn't know this, but also Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Did not know that. And stars Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Jonah Hill, and Richard
Awade.
Owade.
I watched him pronounce his own name.
Oh, good, thank you,
You're
God.
welcome.
I knew I was gonna botch that too. I was like, oh fuck. But he's my favorite part of the whole fucking movie. Period. Him and Vince Vaughn, hands down. I don't know. I can't even. I love them all, honestly, except for Ben Stiller. He's a douche.
No, Jamarcus is definitely my favorite.
Jamarcus. I love that they gave him such a stupid black name, Jamarcus.
Yeah.
Everybody, some guy named Jamarcus. I was like, dude, that's my name. But anyway, so the movie, I don't know what I didn't even get the budget on this one. I should have. I don't know the budget on it, but all I know is it had Will Forte in it, and he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love Will Forte.
Sergeant
He's the
Bressman.
cop.
He's
the cop. He's the douchey
Oh yeah,
cop.
he's I couldn't remember his name, but I knew he was
Tried to put
funny.
his
And
heart
I was
back
like,
in his
Yeah, he tried to
chest.
put his heart back in his chest, start pumping his chest. I was like, no, they're like,
That's not gonna
dude, he's
work.
dead. Like,
He's DED dead.
yeah, he said, dude, his heart is literally out of his body. He's not alive.
nah, dude, the best guy in the movie was the old dude.
That's where is it Arlie Ermy? I fucking love that man.
I told you it was blinking. You miss it.
It was very, and I was like, fuck, there he is. And he comes out just spouting off shit. What the fuck? I got a bunch of fucking Girl Scouts in my yard.
I love that.
Neighborhood watch.
His
Give me a
cell
fucking
phone-
break.
His cell phone. Sail away. Oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got a comment about what like I think it's funny that are you stomping on my roof? Why are you calling the watch?
Yeah. No, he's calling him just because he caught him in his yard once before. He's like, I know it's these little fuckers on my roof. You know what I mean? So he's probably calling them. You on my fucking roof? No.
I'm sorry. I still think if somebody was stomping on my roof, even if I go, I think it's the people from the watch, I'm going to call the cops.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
And I got a bunch of Girl Scouts on my fucking roof.
my favorite line that Jamarcus had was when he first shows up at Ben Stiller's house, like for their first meeting, and Ben Stiller's so excited because he's gonna have
a black friend finally.
And Jamarcus is like, oh, you know, most people are disappointed when they meet me.
Yeah. Yeah, most people are just, and then the first interaction they have is like, so scenario. he's like, I get a call. I get a call to a woman's house, blah blah blah, and she wants to suck my and she sucks my balls.
She's Asian.
And she's Asian,
Don't
yeah.
forget she's Asian.
She's Asian. And then he has that exact scenario happen to him at the orgy. He's like, yes.
Yes.
I fucking love him, dude. He's so I love him in that, and I love him in IT Crowd.
Oh, the IT
He's
Crowd.
fucking hilarious,
Oh
dude.
my
I could
God.
watch him all day.
The best thing about him in the IT Crowd, well, and it's in this movie too, is the deadpan.
The deadpan.
Like,
and he's
there's
always
no-
just like, so, like, yeah.
I mean, the most you might get is like a smile, but it's like such a it's friendly. It's not
Yeah.
like
He's
I'm
got
laughing,
yeah,
I'm
he's got this friendly, serious look on his face. Like, I am 100% serious about what I am saying.
right.
You know?
But like the most you might get is kind of like that friendly smile. It's not that he's laughing because it's humorous. He's laughing because he's trying to be friendly.
Yeah.
You know, or he's smiling. You know, he's just like friendly smile.
I kind of felt bad for Bob. He was just trying to make friends.
Bob.
Vince Vaughn's character.
Oh yeah.
He was just trying to make friends. That's what. Like, I don't think he cared anything about the watch or anything. He just wants some dude.
Well, yeah,
I think
that's
that's what it was,
initially,
too,
yeah,
yeah.
initially, but I think you know, I mean,
He kind of he put me in the mind of that he was that he even said this. He goes, my wife travels around the world. She's traveling more,
Yeah.
so I got to play the more parenting roles. And I think that he was taking on that position of stay-at-home mom. I need to make some friends, and I need to have it was
Yeah.
his version of a book club.
right, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
he was not only that, but he was like he had this big old man cave. You know, I'm gonna bring them to my house. I'm gonna impress them.
Yep.
They'll be my friends. We'll
Yep.
hang out. We'll
Yep.
do cool dude stuff. You know.
Yep.
And it turned into fuck. We gotta fight aliens.
And it was like what
He
it was.
bought 'em all
It was like my whole
jackets.
Yeah, bought him all cool ass jackets.
he just wanted friends. That's really. And then also, I think it's kind of messed up that the cops on the commercial on the thing were like, we got so few cops and stuff, and then they treat the people that are watching. that
I
wanna
wrote
help
that
like
down
crap.
too. I wrote that down too. The cop asks for the public's help and then makes fun of the public that answers the call.
I actually wrote down as cops say there are few cops,
And then
but
he
as a jerk
even
to the
blames
people who are trying to help.
and then he even blames the people. He's like, and this is on you. And he even points at the camera. You.
Yeah. But you know, the one thing I noticed, like, I love the very first exchange you've seen between Vince Vaughn and his daughter, where she's like, I fucking hate it here. And he's like, I fucking love it here.
I fucking love it here. Love you, princess.
Yeah. So, okay. So Jonah Hill in this movie.
He's this is one of the few this is one of the later roles by him that is actually still funny and good.
But
Because like when he gets into now he's into like serious acting and he's kind of douchey. And
I
don't
agree.
really like it.
But like here's what I'm saying though is like You know how he got like really skinny?
Yeah.
He's like real skinny now and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good in this movie. And
Yeah,
he wasn't uber skinny.
Yeah.
But he looked like legit good. He could have stayed that size
Yeah.
and he would have looked great.
Yeah.
Just stay that way.
You know who else lost a lot of weight? The guy who played Randy. And My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
he looks
he's
great.
jacked, though, dude.
He's like,
yeah, he lost weight.
He's
and got
beefcake.
ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's beefcake.
Yeah, because I knew he was losing weight because I watched My Name is Earl and I liked him, and then him and the girl who played Joy were in an episode of Raising Hope, and I was like,
loved Raising Hope.
and I heard that he was losing weight, and I was like, okay, that's cool that he's losing weight. And then recently I was watching My Name is Earl. And
He's jacked now.
I was
dude.
like, oh, dude, I forgot he's lost weight. I wonder what he looks like now. And I saw a picture. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Yeah, I saw him on a talk show. He was talking about his eating regimen and stuff like that. He said so he sticks to a lot of like certain foods, certain things he won't
Proteins
eat,
and stuff like that.
and he just works out like all the time.
Yeah, I seen a little thing popped up on my Facebook after I looked.
He doesn't look as lovable anymore though. Now he's kind of scary. You know, like he used to be like this big teddy bear. Now you're like, I don't think I'd fuck with that guy. Like, I don't think he looks friendly at all.
But I seen a thing on it popped up on YouTube, and it was talking about him with his weight loss and stuff, and he said that basically Hollywood glorified him being big.
Yeah, they made money off of his large.
They do though. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you go into Hollywood as a big person, they expect you to stay that way.
Yeah, that's what happened.
There's a lot of actors and actresses doing that now. Rebel Wilson did it recently. Adele lost all that weight.
I think Rebel Wilson looks like a little sick though.
I know.
I think she's pretty. Don't get me wrong. Like,
I
I mean, I
haven't
thought
seen
she
what
was
she
pretty
looks
when
like
she
with
was
her
big though too.
I thought she looked better big.
I mean,
I don't like her small. She looks
I don't
weird.
like it. I mean, don't get so skinny that you look sick though.
You know, I actually did that at one point. I got to one point where I was trying to hit my body mass index and it was like 160. And
BMI
I
is
sick.
bullshit.
Yeah, I don't.
BMI is bullshit.
Like I got like I don't know if Joseph remembers when I did it, but I got to a point where Amber told me that a friend asked if I was okay because my
your
cheeks were
face was
starting
getting.
to
Yeah,
sink
you were
in
looking
and
bad.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
I even told you,
I
like,
had
dude, you need to put a little bit of weight back
people were
on.
telling, I got to like 180, and people were saying you need to put some more weight. I end up gaining all the weight back, and Tyler goes, "You just need to lose it back down to like 200." He was like, "I didn't like it. You look sick."
yeah.
All right, so the part where they first come into Ben Stiller's house, and the first thing that Vince Vaughn does is pick up the Russian doll. and dude, that whole scene, he's so amazed by this doll. He's like,
There's
look,
another one.
He's like,
There's
hold
another one.
Hold on. Oh, there's another one. Guys, look, there's another one. And I was just like, you could
He's
tell.
so endearing.
Yeah, you can tell that was very improvised.
You know what scene like made me kind of step back a little bit, because Vince Vaughn always plays, you know, kind of that sort of alpha male, right? And sort of like, you know, he's usually like an asshole most of the time. When they're when they're sitting on the bench and they're talking about how like Ben Stiller can't have kids. Yeah. And he looks at him and he's like, "You haven't told your wife?" Like he's giving him like that talk, and I'm like, You're the good guy? Like, you're the good husband? What the
Well, you got to think though, like
I also kind of think
like,
that's one thing you should tell your wife.
Well,
absolutely, that's my.
That's
point.
what they were trying to do in the movie, though.
Like,
was
you kind of noticed that Vince Vaughn in this movie, while being that kind of,
you thought he was that douchey kind of.
But when you really look back at all of his actions throughout the movie, he's not though.
He's the good one. Yeah,
he is a good one, and he's like, you know, endearing and
he doesn't need. He has no lessons that need to be learned here.
Yeah, like he's endearing, sweet, kind. You know, I mean, like he's great.
Let's bring it back to reality. None of the guys are good. They played with a dead body.
It wasn't a dead. It was a dead alien.
Still,
it was a dead alien.
You don't play with a dead body.
It's a dead alien.
Okay, what about when that one person we knew decided to play with the dead rabbit? Did you think that's okay?
That's different.
No, it's not. It's a dead
body.
That is different, you don't play with a dead body.
That was different. That person was weird. They were playing with a dead alien, and it's meant to be a comedy, not real life.
I know, but still, it wasn't. It's not funny.
It was fucking hilarious, dude.
I thought it was funny.
I
laughed.
I didn't think
fucking
it was.
Ducky
I did not
Tarantino
laugh
over here.
I didn't laugh at any part of the movie. I actually almost fell asleep watching it.
Oh my god, this
Wow,
movie was
dude.
funny.
Whoa, bro! Jesus.
At the end was the part that I went, huh,
Whenever Vince Vaughn grabbed that dude's dick,
no.
He only needed one hand.
he only needed one hand. He only needed one hand with it for that shit.
The only time I laughed, and I didn't even really laugh, I just kind of was when Jonah Hill got pulled off Evan's wife and Evan Evan's wife, and Evan goes, "You need to stop doing that." He goes, "I'm in a bad place." When he pulls off.
That's the funniest part to you?
That's the only part I giggled at.
I mean, it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was good, I guess. But
Well, like I said, that was the only laugh I got out of it. Was it?
I don't think you were in the mood for this movie.
Well, I totally forgot that Jamarcus was an alien, though.
I didn't.
I mean, I remember that
man.
that it had aliens, but I totally forgot that Jamarcus was
No,
one.
I remembered. I knew.
I totally
I
forgot.
remembered that he was an alien.
I totally forgot.
It's even better watching it like a second or
didn't
third time
remember-
and like catching all the little things that
I
he does or
didn't-
says because he knows he's an
I
alien.
didn't remember until he showed up at Ben Stiller's house and was like, "No, I really need to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh fuck."
Oh,
I
remember.
also remembered that the boyfriend was an alien.
I knew that.
too,
Yeah, as soon as he started picking up 6'4" Vince Vaughn and throwing him around like a rag doll, it's pretty obvious.
So,
There were some things I remember from when I watched it the first time, and that was like
one of the best lines in the whole fucking movie. I got the mushroom pressed against the cold steel. The part where he's trying to pee in the can in the back seat. I got the mushroom pressed. Dude, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of this movie was improv. Because some of the shit that they say, you're like, there's no way somebody wrote that. Like, because it comes out so naturally. Like, you can tell it's not acted.
I mean, I'll just say, like, you know, I didn't read anything about anything being improv, but maybe it was.
I think it was.
know that Vince
like,
Vaughn
especially
does
the part where
improv.
they're sitting there in the circle after they just found out that there's aliens and they have that orb thing. And they're, like, talking about making Jonah, like, dressing Jonah Hip as a
that
girl.
was funny,
and, like,
yeah.
sending him in. And he's like, you might get fucked in the ass. He goes, I'm not really for it. But I'll do it if I have to.
Yeah, he's like, I'll do what I
need to do.
Yeah.
And, like, that whole scene right there was, like, you could tell that was improv. Because they were just naturally there was, like, clip after clip.
Maybe, because you've got Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg writing this shit.
Yeah, but all it takes is, like, hey, I'm going to throw this idea, I'm going to spitball this idea at you, run with it. They do film like that. So, like,
yeah,
I'm going
they do.
You know, all right, check this out. Jonah Hill, you're going in, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because if you actually listen to it, I can tell where it sounds improv.
but
Because
I
at one
think-
point he says he's not going to go past second base.
He goes, I will if I have to, though.
Yeah.
But I think that would have been in the trivia, though. And I didn't see anything about improvisation.
Maybe, I don't know. I have to look something like that up. But some of it just seems very improv.
I mean, I know that Vince Vaughn does, and I know that, you know, they do that stuff a lot, but I didn't see anything about it. But, you know, I mean,
One of the other things I kind of had with the movie is I even wrote it right here. It just says Costco. Really?
Yeah, that's the point.
Like Costco?
yeah.
You gotta understand, this is supposed to be like...
It's integral to the plot. They had everything they needed.
Yeah, everything that they needed at Costco, man.
It's Costco.
I know.
Why didn't they like go to a power plant or something?
Because Costco has everything they need.
That's so stupid.
All the batteries, everything they need.
Dumb. That was retarded.
It's supposed to be that's the point. It's supposed to be a town in Ohio, man. Like,
yeah, you're completely missing the whole. I mean, this is hilarious. So when they pick up the walkie-talkies, when they go in there and they pick up the walkie-talkies,
yeah, he's trying to open them.
but like, okay, so they pick up the pink ones.
Yeah,
there were
right?
better ones right there next to it.
There were literally the yellow and black ones right next to
yeah.
it.
Instead, they got the pink ones.
They grabbed the pink
and
ones.
then like Ben Stiller's trying to open his, and then like Jonah Hill's back there. He's like, "Do you have nails? Do you have nails?" Because he's got his open finally. It feels like cum. Feels like cum. It's like, what's this green stuff? It's like, it feels like cum.
Oh, I love when they first find it or whatever, and he says, "What did he say?" Hold on, I wrote it down. And he just won a Nickelodeon's Choice Kids Choice Award. That was hilarious.
I think he just won a Nickelodeon's Kids Choice Award. Because that's what that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it feels improv. Because like just shit like that. Like, we're thinking that, but they're saying it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that they say in the movie that you're like, I was just fucking thinking that.
I get it 100%.
So,
it's just usually they put that stuff out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like to kind of highlight how talented.
Right, yeah,
you know
I
what
understand, yeah.
But, I mean, it's totally possible.
Did you guys notice that when they were shooting the aliens, there were no reload sequences?
Well, you know, we actually talked about that, Jeremiah and I.
Especially the part where they just kept shooting the one. Like, bam, 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 bam. They never reloaded. This, bam,
well,
bam,
I was
bam,
actually pissed at first because I didn't realize. So, like, I kept thinking they were 9-clip Berettas.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's way more than 9. And then, like, Jeremiah looked it up. He's like, no, those are 15-clip. I'm like, okay, 15, but they're definitely at 12. And they get down there, and then they're still shooting, like, for, like, another...
And then they finally ran out of ammo,
yeah.
and all the aliens swarm in on them. At the right plot point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Shotgun.
Right.
Most shotguns only have like a reload of 5.
8.
Is there 8 ones too?
Yeah, there's
but
8.
still,
yeah.
that was a lot more shots than
Yeah,
that.
right.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so like it's not like most movies where they'll do like they'll like, oh, this Beretta has like 20 shots or something. It wasn't like a little mess up.
The part where Jamarcus comes in and just starts shooting dicks off. There's no way you're shooting them dicks with a shotgun from that distance, dude.
No.
Like, there's no way. Like,
no, you might clip them.
yeah, you might clip them or stun them maybe even, but like. You're not taking out dicks from that distance.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, you're gonna get some splatter.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're gonna get
and we don't mean
leg.
in a Kids' Choice Award way.
Yeah, no, that's insane. But yeah, like I love when he shows up and he's like, "You have to destroy the dick."
Yeah, you gotta destroy the dick.
It's the only way to kill us.
That's fucking great.
I thought that was stupid as well. I'm sorry. I thought the whole movie was dumb. It's just penises, really. It's like, I'm sorry, but you can tell that Seth Rogen and stuff wrote this because
there's a lot of cock jokes. Yeah,
they all.
There's a lot. It's funny because after I read who wrote it, I was like, oh yeah, I could tell that. Because look at all the dick jokes in this fucking movie.
Seth Rogen is all about just dick jokes, and that's all their whole career is built on.
Yeah.
But there's a place for that in comedy.
I'm a dude, and I don't know about you, but as a dude, dicks are funny.
No, okay.
There's a place for that in comedy, though. If you go into a movie and you know that that's what you're getting into.
Didn't we have this conversation for Grandma's Boy?
That's what I'm saying.
We had the same conversation about Grandma's Boy.
There's a place for that kind of comedy.
What I'm saying, though, is when it comes to a movie, they're being a little edgy, and their movie is so bad because they're just trying to be edgy. That's all they're trying to do.
But I didn't get that from
this.
I didn't either. It looked to me like they were just trying to make this funny,
edgy.
stupid fucking movie, and it worked.
No,
it worked.
It looked like they're just trying to be edgy. It's the same thing Grandma's Boy did. It was all about just trying to be edgy.
You got to stop watching The Quartering, man.
I don't watch The Quartering.
Okay.
I don't watch
What's The Quartering?
It's a very conservative sort of like YouTube channel.
No, I haven't watched The Quartering in like a month.
That's good. Stay off of that shit. Okay. So anyway, God damn it, I lost my place. Oh, fucking Christ. The fucking orgy, man. So they go out on the and like I said before, so Akiva Schaffer, the director, who's also a member of the Lonely Island, friends with what's his face from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and that. He was also on. He was
the Lonely Island guys.
Yeah, the Lonely Island guys.
Is well, Adam Akiva, something?
No, it's not Adam. It's
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I know his fucking name.
Adam Sandberg.
Yeah.
Yep,
no,
that's him.
Is it Adam Sandberg?
I think it's something like that. It's Adam.
Andy
Sandberg.
Andy.
Yep, that's it. All right, so.
Fuck.
So I love it because he had like long hair and a ponytail
yeah.
for no reason.
He looked like such a douche.
Yes, for no fucking reason. You only see him for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And they're like jerking each other off.
Well, they start off on themselves.
Yeah,
and then
like, all right, switch.
Yeah,
switch. Also, Akiva Schaffer used to be a writer on SNL, which is obviously where Andy Samberg came from. He came from SNL.
Explains a lot about SNL.
I love SNL.
SNL is not funny.
Oh my God, Matt.
It hasn't been funny for like the past 20 years.
I haven't seen a lot of SNL since...
I mean, it hasn't been good lately, but...
It hasn't been good for like the past 20 years, dude.
Oh my God. Matt, we need to cheer you up, buddy.
I'm a I don't know why you think I'm depressed, because I am a totally happy guy.
God
Pretty
damn
good
it, Mom!
ball.
Stay out of my room. I don't touch your butterflies.
Oh, I did get
That was a good fucking roll.
But also, I was kind of upset that he was that mean to his mom.
Yep, then he made it up.
Yeah,
I was just
he did.
trying to impress my friends.
I was just trying to impress my friends. I'm sorry.
He fucking breaks down the
He's
door.
like, I love you, Mama.
Yeah, I thought
Stay inside tonight.
Stay inside tonight, yeah. And she's just looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That was my son.
And I wrote that down too.
backhanded.
I wrote that down too. Severe trauma to the dick.
Yeah, severe
The only
trauma.
way to kill them, they're right. The only way to kill us is by severe trauma to the dick.
The only way.
One of my favorite parts from Vince Vaughn is whenever they're getting ready to go into this alien hive, and he's got the gun, and he's like, and he says, if the first thing that lost, or he said, if the first thing lost in war is innocence, and then he spits and he goes, yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's fucking great. It's a very short clip, and he's like, you can tell he's like getting pumped.
Yeah. I don't remember that at all.
Fucking love it, dude. I was like, I remember every time I see that part, I'm like, God damn, Vince Vaughn rules. I fucking love Vince Vaughn.
I liked when they were in the car, at the towards the beginning, and they're all drinking like the beer and shit, and then they show up and they give them like open container and all that shit. But then they hit whatever, the alien obviously or whatever, and then like Jonah Hill says something about oh, Evan can get 23 years for this or whatever. And I'm just like he's the only one.
Yeah.
Like, none of you guys are doing anything wrong.
Yeah, none of you guys are doing
Like,
anything
I
wrong.
understand that he's like the guy driving, so like he's gonna get.
But
like,
he's the only one not
manslaughter,
drinking.
and like, yeah, like he's the only sober one.
I wonder if anybody wonders. Like my big wonder too is also, I wonder how hard.
Move that mic closer to your face.
I wonder how hard Vince Vaughn has to work to get that really annoying laugh down. Because if you notice, he does it in a lot of his movies.
I think that's just his laugh.
I don't think that can't not be his laugh.
You ever heard Seth Rogen laugh?
Hold on. Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
his laugh.
Oh, really?
I really love that Matt is the one talking about Vince Vaughn's laugh.
Well, because I'm not gonna lie, I do like Vince Vaughn.
Well, I'm just saying,
Well, I
like,
don't
because
think he was
people
great
always
in
pick
it.
on you about your laugh.
My laugh is very unique.
I know.
I'm proud of my laugh.
I love your laugh, dude. I don't care what anybody says. It cracks me the fuck up.
I used to not like my laugh because everybody made fun of it, but now I'm like, you know what? No, because that makes me a
Hell
unique
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, fucking embrace that shit.
So maybe that's what Vince Vaughn thinks about his.
Well,
Maybe
that's
he likes
fine.
it.
I think honestly, I think that's what Seth Rogen has done at this point. He knows that people make fun of his laugh.
Yeah. The only reason I thought of that immediately is because somebody put on Twitter one time something about, do you think Seth Rogen knows how much his laugh sucks or something like that? And he was like, he responded, and he
Yes,
was like,
I do, but
he's like, yeah, I do. Everybody hates it.
Because
Yeah.
the movie that I really
He's like, I'm a millionaire. Fuck
Yeah, like
you.
I
have millions of
I'll
dollars.
cry into my millions of dollars here. You know?
Oh no.
It's funny because the movie that I actually liked Vince Vaughn the most in was a comedy, and it wasn't a raunchy comedy.
Was it the one with Jennifer Aniston?
The Breakup. That was like when I liked him a lot in that movie.
You're right. My favorite movie of his was a comedy too. It was called Psycho.
Oh, the Psycho that I forgot.
Yeah,
that
the
he did.
remake. Because that movie was a big piece of shit.
Was it?
Yeah, it was fucking shot for shot the same. It was dumb.
I actually did laugh at one point in that movie, and I don't even remember what point it was, but like I remember he was standing behind the counter and he was talking to one of the girls, and I don't remember if it was Marion Crane or if it was one of the but like she comes in and he says something to her, and then he laughs, and it's that laugh, but it's like that. It's just like. Because it was before he became Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, because that was like his first movie role.
Yeah, like so he laughs and he does it like It's just like, oh God, run!
Yeah.
I think I have seen that movie like way back in the day, but I don't think
I think everybody watched Psycho because it was like one of the first like remakes that was coming out, and everybody was kind of excited about it, and then it was shot for shot, so fuck that movie.
Yeah.
I think I seen a little bit of that when I was young, but
man, you don't fuck with a fucking Alfred Hitchcock movie, man. Like,
No.
just leave them alone, dude. They're
Again,
classic. Some of them, I can't say they're all great.
Again, my point is like if you're gonna remake a movie,
Remake a bad one.
Don't do shot for
Or
shot.
remake a bad one.
if you got better technology and stuff,
Throw
do
your
something
own
a little
flavor
better.
on it.
Yeah. Add some salt and pepper to that bitch.
Add some spice.
But
All right. So one of my favorite lines from Will Forte in this fucking movie is at the end. So after he gets shot and everything, he's up. They're hiding behind the cop car. Him and the wife, and they like use that orb to blow up Costco. And he says, "Are those tears of joy? Oh no, those are tears of joy. Those aren't tears of joy, are they? Your husband's dead, isn't he? Oh, he's dead, isn't he?
You're a good person.
You're a good person. You'll find new love. I'm single." You very faintly hear him say that. He goes, "I'm single."
You know, it was funny because I actually kind of like paused the movie to say this to Jeremiah because we're watching that, you know, and like when they go to like disable the orb thing, you know, and they look at Jamarcus and they're like, "What do we do?" And he's like, "I don't fucking know."
I don't fucking know.
And they're like, "What do you mean you don't fucking know?" And he's like, "Do you know how your cell phone works?"
Yeah.
And I paused it and I'm like, I mean, I know how to use it. That's a good fucking point.
Yeah, I mean, really, it is.
I mean, it's a good fucking point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I even wrote this down, and I said, I love that. Hold on,
like that's so relatable.
I said, I love that they call out every trope and flaw in the movie themselves.
Yeah, they did.
So they're like, do you know how your like whenever he said, do you know how your cell phone works? And they're like,
Yeah, I mean,
no, because Ben Stiller sits there and goes yes, and tells him how a cell phone works.
That's not how a cell phone works.
No, he tells him like how he uses it.
Yeah, he says, "Of course I do. I make calls on it." No, that's how you use a cell phone.
Yeah, not how you.
I thought he
works.
gave a little bit different. Again,
no, he said, "I can make calls on it." That's how you use a cell phone.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
And I know Jonah Hill. He tries it too. He tried it, but it was something real short. And
yeah, everything he does and says is real short. That part whenever he's out in the football field trying to make that speech, and that kid's making fun of him, and the first thing you see Jonah Hill do is walk up and grab him by the throat. He's like, "Shh." I was just like, yes.
Yeah, the best thing about
I don't know how the fuck I forgot that Jonah Hill was in this movie.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because I was like, how did I forget about Jonah Hill being in this fucking movie?
It's so funny because I forgot so much about this movie, but like it was like what I forgot you remembered, what you forgot I remembered.
Yeah.
But like it was the best thing was like when they got egged. And they take the kids down, and then they take them down to the fucking police station.
And they're walking in like a bunch of badasses.
Yeah.
They got the music and everything, the slow motion.
They got them fucking kneeling, and then like they're tag team. And he's like, look at me when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
No, you look at him when I'm talking to you. And like,
he's like, listen to watch my words and listen to his face. Look at my words and listen to his face.
And it's like the funniest part because it's like the only time Will Forte's character actually has like the upper hand, right?
Yeah.
Like where he's the guy in the room that you're like he makes sense and they don't.
Yeah, they don't.
He's standing up there like, what the fuck is wrong
after
with
they
you
walked
people?
out, he's like, what the fuck was that? Like, what just happened?
He's like, can I get a ride home? Fuck you.
Fuck you. Get the fuck. And he throws a skateboard. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, no, this ain't no charity ride.
Did you guys ever watch what was that fucking show? It was like a Walmart Superstore. Did you guys ever watch that show?
No, I never watched. I know what you're talking about though.
The kid they took to the police station that egged him or whatever was in that show.
Oh, was he?
He looked familiar. I know I've seen him in
I know I've seen him in shit too.
Bo.
I've never seen Superstore, but I've seen him in other things. He looked familiar to me.
We recognized him because one of the things that Bo used to do is he'd go into the store and go wah 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 wah.
Every time I see Will Forte though, all I can think is MacGruber.
Yes, that's all I think too.
MacGruber.
I did not get into that movie at all.
I didn't get into it either. It was supposed to be dumb, and it was.
I like the fact that
I'm like more the SNL sketches. Like this, I watched a lot of the SNL sketches, and they were funny.
I like the fact that they brought Val Kilmer back. MacGruber, he was in MacGruber.
Oh, Val Kilmer was?
Yeah.
Well, hell, he was in the new Top Gun too.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. He was in the original.
Yeah. Oh, he dies in the new. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Top Gun, he doesn't have a very big role in the movie.
I mean,
Yeah, I know, with the throat cancer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Poor
did he
guy,
have
man, because he
throat
had a
cancer?
sexy fucking voice, man.
Oh man,
He had a sexy
he was
voice.
a beautiful
Yeah.
man.
I
He
don't
was,
know why
too.
he stopped acting.
Because he got
figured
throat
was-
cancer.
I just
Yeah.
figured he was
Have you
one of those
seen?
guys.
Have you seen him recently?
He looks
Look
rough,
him up.
man. He looks really rough.
He looks rough.
He's
Does
gained
he?
a lot of weight. He's got.
I know
the-
he gained a lot of
He always
weight.
wears a
He
scarf and
lost it
yeah.
now
Oh, he lost
because
it.
of the.
Well, he was a little bit thinner in Top Gun. So
I knew at one point
he didn't look bad in Top Gun, really.
Yeah, like he's not gonna be in the Willow thing. He's not playing Matt
No, he
again.
can't, yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought like maybe he might come back. You know,
Like
he
just
did
for a
Top
cameo or
Gun, to
something,
do,
yeah.
like, you know,
I heard
Which
that,
he might. You never know.
I seen where he
No.
gained
no, they
a lot
already
of
announced
weight.
he won't be doing it.
I seen that he
Which
lost
is
the
part
weight.
of the reason that I'm not interested.
But I thought that he stopped acting because you know how Hollywood is. Sometimes some actors will be big for a while and then they'll stop. And I thought it was just that. I didn't know he had throat cancer.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dude, he's Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
Tombstone. Yeah. So anyway, so I think we're pretty much getting in. We're pretty much got to the yup.
What the fuck?
So I think that's I pretty much summed it up. You guys want to add anything else to it? Like any likes or dislikes? Maybe something you didn't. We don't even want to hear it, Matt. We know you didn't like it at all. I don't know that I have a lot of dislikes. I even liked Ben Stiller's character in this movie because
I don't.
he plays that like I hate it when he tries to play more serious roles. Like, okay, there's something about Mary. He was the least likable character in the whole movie. Okay, I did not like him at all.
I don't
because he wasn't funny really.
I don't think Ben Stiller is funny at all.
He
And
has
I
his
read that
moments.
as Ben Stiller is not funny.
I wondered if there was like a correlation when Vince Vaughn started calling what's his face Jonah Hill Frankenbeans or whatever.
Oh.
Ben Stiller, zipped up his shit.
Oh, Frankenbeans. Frankenbeans.
So like I didn't know if there was like some kind of like
There might have
thing.
been.
I
That'd
don't
be
know.
funny though, because whenever he zipped his junk up,
because he
into it-
didn't start doing it until the end of the movie. So it
Right.
was like to me it seemed like something
a joke that kind of caught on.
in behind the scenes something happened and they were like making a joke and then Vince Vaughn brought it to the set.
yeah.
I don't know. Just because it was weird to me. and
Well,
it
his
started
name was
happening-
Franklin, but
Right, but it seemed weird that he didn't start calling him that until like the end.
Right.
There was no loving.
like there was probably some kind of inside joke. It's funny that your
Yeah.
name's Franklin and Frankenbeans over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where my head went with that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Movies like this, movies that don't see a lot of traction, especially years after it was released, you don't get a lot of trivia out of because they stop talking about the movie.
I mean, there's a fair amount. Not a great amount, but a fair amount.
right.
I mean,
So I gotta say though, like even Ben Stiller's character was pretty likable. There were certain moments like where he was like that funny Ben Stiller, because you know how it is. Ben Stiller in this movie, he was very much playing that suburban douchey guy. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But there were moments where you're like, okay, now it's classic. That's classic Ben Stiller where he's funny.
Yeah.
He does like the little like the part where he was like trying to talk to the alien and coax the alien out of the bush. He's like, ooh, making weird fucking noises. Like, what are you doing? He's like, they don't understand our language, so I'm trying to talk to him, or soothing noises to make him feel welcome and that we're not a threat. Like that shit, like that was like that's
Yeah.
Ben Stiller. Like,
Zoolander.
yeah, like Zoolander, or
Zoolander-esque.
like whenever he does like the macho shit, like that reminds me of like Heavyweights or Dodgeball, shit like that. Like whenever he's actually funny, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, but like whenever he's like being that douchey suburban guy, like I don't like that. Like I don't like Ben Stiller like that. Like, because
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
a big Ben Stiller fan, but I do like his comedy whenever he does it, and he does a great job of making funny fucking movies. Look at the Cable Guy. I mean, you know.
I don't know. I think that if you have the right cast, like Ben Stiller does a great job.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like
He's one of those guys. He's kind of like I wouldn't even say Seth Rogen, because Seth Rogen can be funny on his own, but like he's one of those sort of actors who's he does mostly comedy movies, but his comedy movies are it has to have an ensemble of people to back up his comedy. because he's not that much of a funny person on his own.
There's a lot of actors out there like that
exactly
that have to have like that ensemble.
Like Vince Vaughn is funny by himself. Like take for instance, you've seen Idiocracy and Old School. So, what's his face?
Will Ferrell.
No, not Will Ferrell. The lead in Old School and in Idiocracy. What's his name?
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson. So he does a lot of comedies, but he's not a funny dude. So, but what makes his movies funny, like Old School, is you had Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell there, and even what's his face? From Smoking Aces. What's his name? The douchey guy who's the dean in Old School. I can't remember his name, but even him, like they make that movie funny for him. And same as like Idiocracy, he wasn't funny in Idiocracy. Everybody around him was funny. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. But they associate him with good comedy movies for that reason, and that's Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller has the capability of being funny on his own if he's playing the right kind of character.
Well, I think that like Ben Stiller and like Luke Wilson and stuff, they have that capability. They're that guy that's in the background that can maybe be that creative type to say like.
But that's but that's what I'm saying though. Like Ben Stiller has the capability of being funny when he wants to. Like in Dodgeball, he was the funniest part of Dodgeball.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is sort of like, you know, what I've talked to you guys about with like this podcast is like, you know, when I talk to you guys about like, you know, ways to promote or whatever, and I say like, I can't draw a stick figure.
Right.
But like maybe we do this and I have to bring it to you guys because I'm not a creative type. But, you know, maybe like Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, those kind of people, they can bring it to the table and say like, hey, this would be funny if, and they can bring a certain amount of talent to it, but they need the others to bring the rest of that talent into it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they can bring a certain amount into it to say like, you know, this is what I've got. What do you got?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Understandably. But like in Dodgeball, like for instance, like he is the funniest part of that movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's other great characters in that movie.
I like Justin Long.
Justin Long, yeah. Justin Long's another like guy who has the capabilities of being funny, and also he can play serious roles.
I think he's better in serious, actually. Like if you're going talent wise, like on his own.
Yeah. He's in that new movie Barbarian that I really want to see. I want to see it so bad, and he's in that. But like fucking Ben Stiller's delivery on shit. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Yeah, like just that shit's funny. Yeah. Fucking funny, dude. Yeah. So he has the chops, man, and he knows how to do it. And what's funny is he had nothing to do with the creative output of this movie. Mm-hmm. He was just a cast. Mm-hmm. So like, because he was in, because that's what I was like, man. Whenever I read who was directing and who wrote it, like, god damn, they got a stacked fucking cast for this movie.
Yeah.
Like, because you got Vince Vaughn, Jonah Hill. And Ben Stiller in here, you know, and then you got the director is Akiva Shaver, who has his only credits are like Lonely Island bullshit, you know, and he was a writer on SNL. You know, he hasn't really done a lot of big stuff.
Right.
So, and I think he did great with the movie. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
So, but anyway, let's move on and let's get this fucking thing rated, man. So, here we go with Matt.
Yeah,
Matt,
let
buddy,
him get his 2 in there.
Yeah, let's get your 2 in here.
Oh, I didn't rate that a 2.
Probably lower.
3.
Oh god. All right, so why is it a 3?
Well, the main reasons is 1, it didn't keep me interested. 2, I almost fell asleep during the movie.
What time did you watch it?
I watched it at 3 in the afternoon.
That's prime nap time.
It's prime nap time. That's prime nap time.
But no, I just didn't like it. It was boring. Like I said, I could not keep track of it.
You know who he reminds me of right now? Some of those fucking reviews that we read. We're like, why though?
Terrible.
It was terrible, but why was it terrible?
My biggest thing is it didn't keep me interested, because I told you, if the movie keeps me interested, I usually give it around a 5. The movie did not keep me interested. It did not get me in. There was no interest in it. I almost fell asleep sitting down. Like in the most uncomfortable position, I almost fell asleep.
Dude, I can fall asleep standing up, so I don't want to hear that shit.
I laughed, and not even like laugh, just like, once throughout the whole movie.
That sounds more like that was like what happens if you like moderately orgasm.
So I see how it is. I don't like a movie that you guys like, and we just
they're the worst. Fuck.
Fuck you guys, man. And now see, you made me break out the F
Fuck,
word
man,
and
dude. I'm crying a little bit. Sorry. Oh, I can't stop doing it. Fuck. All right. Let me compose.
Sure
I'm gonna compose myself. Fuck. I'm sorry, Matt, dude. Sorry, but
No, you're not.
Yes, No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Oh, my stomach.
Fuck, dude. All right.
Get it.
Fuck. I don't want to keep doing it.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah,
Fuck. All right. Sorry. That's the last time.
yeah, sure.
I keep. It's like an impulse, dude. I can't help it. It's like an impulse. I can't stop. All right. Okay. I won't do it again. All right.
Okay, but yeah, I just didn't like
I'm
the movie.
crying,
I didn't
dude.
laugh at all.
Sorry, man.
I'm sorry, I didn't find it funny. It was one of those movies that reminded me why I didn't watch it more than once.
Okay. Well, Matt gave it a 3. I guess that's better than a nothing. Sorry, I'm still trying to gather myself a little bit. I want to do it again so bad. I do, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. All right, Karen.
7.
A 7. Okay.
No, I'm gonna go 8.
You're going to go an 8?
Yeah.
Woo! Baller.
Yeah, I'm going 8.
Baller.
Yeah.
All right, so why do you give it an 8?
Because it was funny as shit.
Fucking hilarious, yeah.
I mean, you go like, okay. One, I really like that, Vince Vaughn kind of stepped out of that, like, alpha male, I'm an asshole thing.
Right.
And the other thing that I really liked about it is that it took me halfway through the movie to realize that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I guess so, because I honestly didn't even realize it until you said it, because I've pretty much seen almost every comedy that Vince Vaughn's been in.
Like, I noticed that he was a good dad, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, that's cute that he's a good dad. Like, that's cute. But, like, I realized when he's having this conversation with, Ben Stiller, how good of a husband he was and how good of a guy he was in this movie. And then, like, you start thinking about all of his actions prior, and like Matt said, any of the actions he had prior was just in the interest of making friends.
Right.
Not like in his other movies where it's usually trying to get, laid or whatever. Like, it's literally just about making friends and his family.
Yeah.
In this movie. So I like that he kind of stepped outside of his normal kind of typecasting a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
Not to the extreme, but yeah.
No, but I mean, he was that guy, but
he wasn't so much the alpha douchey male.
Yeah,
he was more of
he
the.
wasn't an asshole.
He was actually more of the sound of reason, really, within the.
Yeah, so like that,
as much as they kind of like sugar coated that a little bit for him.
What
that
I
is
liked
true.
about it was that it, like I said, it took me halfway through the movie to realize, wait, oh my god, he's not an asshole.
Well, like in old school, he wasn't the voice of reason. He was the guy that like telling everybody to do all the dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, let's start this.
Like
fucking...
he was a good guy.
Yeah.
And but like he was still like not a great person, at least in the beginning. Like he had a lesson to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did learn his lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
But in this movie, he was the guy that like didn't have a lesson to learn. He was the good guy. He, like, and it took me halfway through the movie to realize he wasn't a douchebag in this movie.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait. Wow. So, like, I liked that caught me off guard. Like, that kind of, I don't know, was a testimony to the movie.
Yeah, it was kind of a nice refresher, I suppose.
Yeah. I loved, Richard Ayoade. I love him, and I wish that he would do more things. So, pretty much anything he's going to be in,
I haven't seen him in anything since this. Until I saw him on some kind of Discovery show or something where he like travels around the world and shit. And I'm like, and he acts like a complete ass. Like, he acts like he's not funny at all unless you like him as an asshole. Because that's how he was acting in the show. And I'm like, I hope that's not how he is in real life.
Yeah, I hope not.
Because he seems like a really cool, nice guy. And I'm like, I don't want him to be like, I don't want to envision him as like this douchey asshole.
I hate when they do that. They put people like that you love and like certain roles into crappy roles. Because like, I'm sorry, I liked Drew Carey, and then they put him as the guy who runs the Price is Right.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't like it because he's not.
That's not him.
Funny.
Yeah, that's not him.
That's not who I look at him and see.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's no Bob Barker, damn it.
Oh shit. Anyway, I liked. It's a lot about like the actors and seeing the roles that they're playing, and you know the way that the movie played out. I like that it's an alien movie, and I normally don't like alien movies, but the way that they did it was really funny.
Right.
And it worked out, so.
And I also like the design of the aliens, too. I didn't want them to, because, like, for a movie like this, what really would have killed it is if they would have went with some cheesy fucking atypical fucking alien design, whereas they went with this, like, more monstrous looking design for these aliens. And I like that because it puts more, like, it's a comedy movie, but, like, it makes it funnier that they look so monstrous. And, like, the part with the dead alien scene.
Yeah.
Where they're, like, playing around with this fucking dead alien and shit. And he looks horrible. He looks very scary.
It almost puts a more realistic spin on it to say, like, you know, these guys they could actually tear your face off.
Yeah.
Like, if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But, like.
They kind of, you know what they reminded me of? They almost reminded me of, like, a mixture between, like, a predator alien and, like...
I think it's because of the mandibles.
Yeah, the mandibles.
Yeah.
And then also, they put me, like, their hands and stuff put me in the mind of the aliens from Signs. Like, that's what they reminded me of. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You said that, and I was thinking of Scary Movie. You remember Scary Movie 3? When the alien...
they're all putting them
Oh, yeah.
in their mouth, and they pee
mouth,
out of them. Sorry. They pee out of their fingers. They just have their fingers in their mouth. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, so that's why I liked it.
Oh boy. So there's a lot of things that I love about this movie. Great cast. It's funny as fuck through and through from beginning to end, really.
And the cell phone thing. That was another thing I wanted to say about why I did it so high, because that really stuck out to me.
What, the cell phone? Do you know how your cell phone works?
Yeah. Do you know how your cell phone works?
And and that's one thing that I loved about the movie was they call out a lot of shit that you're like thinking in the back of your mind, like, but why? And then they're like, but and then they even say, but why though? You know what I mean? Like they do that a lot throughout the movie, and I love it. And that's why I think that I wonder if the movie was a lot of improv, because it would have to be, because they're reading the script and they're like, you know, reading their lines off, and then they're like, they kind of question the line that they just read.
Well, it's just, it kind of goes back to, like, you know, like an Independence Day, right? Everybody makes fun of about, you know, like how they roll up and dude takes down Alienware or alien, you know, fucking technology with a Mac.
Right.
You know? And, you know, they always have that trope about, you know, technology and this and technology
and this is
that.
Something that they would have questioned, like, but how?
Yeah, or like, you know, in this case to say, like, you know, there's an alien on their side. And they say, how do we shut this thing down? And he says, I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
And they're like, the fuck? How do you not know? And, you know, it brings to mind that, you know, like, not every alien's going to be a fucking engineer.
And they call that out, whereas, like, in most other movies, that friendly alien would just know how to do it.
Right, exactly.
But you're like, but in the back of your mind, you're questioning, like, hold on, is he one of their engineers or something?
That
like,
friendly alien may not be an engineer.
Exactly.
He may not be a doctor. He may not be, you know, he might just be fucking Joe Blow who works in the fucking gas station on that fucking planet.
He just might be a grunt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I liked that. It was a realistic but funny
I agree.
plot point, I guess. Anyway.
And that was one of the strongest points for me in the movie, was seeing how they kind of call out a lot of the bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like, hold on a minute, like, you know what I mean? Like, and they even, like, just the scene where, like, whenever they hit the alien or whatever, and they find the orb and all that, and they're kind of going back and forth with this goo.
Fucking cow, and they're like,
and they shoot the cow.
Let's not do that again.
Let's not do that again. and then they keep doing
up.
just shit like just.
Yeah, but they don't shoot living stuff afterwards.
No. I mean, you wouldn't either. Like, you know, they didn't mean to.
Yeah, they're like, holy shit.
My whole thing there was also, why did they roll up in a field to do it? Like,
Well-
why didn't they just go to the guy's house like they usually did? Why would they just go to an empty field?
To blow
Unless
shit
it's
up?
because they didn't know that it blew up stuff first.
Well, exactly. They didn't know what the fuck it
Yeah,
did.
they didn't know. So
I don't know about
would
you,
go
but-
someplace that was
You wanna-
isolated. I
Well,
wouldn't
if you
want-
think about it, dude, they live in Ohio, and in Ohio we got a lot of goddamn fields.
That's true.
So
Well, no,
you don't have to go far.
no, you don't have to go far.
My thing was, why did they just stop in the middle of an open field? But it does make sense that they would have just stopped them because they don't
Yeah.
know what it is. But it's
Yeah.
one of those things where you're like, well, but it's one of those
But
things.
they didn't know it was
weird,
gonna
but
do
you
that.
know it's understandable because I'm sorry if I found a piece of alien technology, I'm sure it's not hell bringing it to my house.
Right, exactly. Not that you know what I don't know about you, but even after I saw what it did, I still wouldn't take it to my fucking house because I'm like, holy shit, that thing is a fucking
Leave
nuclear
that thing
bomb.
in the fucking trunk.
Yeah, leave that thing out here. But there's a lot of, I mean, the cast, the way everybody played their roles, and none of them took it super serious.
Yeah.
None of them did, especially Jonah Hill. You could tell he was having fun.
Yeah.
And a little bit of trivia for you: Jonah Hill actually was afraid of missing out on a
I
series.
already had that written down.
I'll let you get to it then. I won't do that then. All right. So anyway, I'll let you have
Boom.
that. Yeah. Oh, fuck you.
You
So-
can't trivia me, motherfucker.
So I gotta give it. Oh, I also gotta give it an 8 out of 10 because this movie is fucking hilarious. It's funny from beginning to end. It doesn't stop, and it's got good action, good comedy. It's got a lot of lovable moments in it, and it's another one of them movies, one of them
I
comedies.
love that
like,
Jamarcus stayed, and he was gonna be like,
yeah.
I just love that.
He shows up at the end like with a whole
And I
roll
love
of
that it's because
condoms.
she sucked his balls or
Yeah.
whatever. Like that was just hilarious.
He shows up with a whole thing of condoms. He's like, "Yeah, I love Earth.
Yeah.
They suck balls here."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with an 8 on that one, and I think from there that's a pretty good. So an 8 from me, an 8 from Karen, and a 3 from fucking Ducky Tarantino over here. He's like, I'm tired of that shit. I'm about to quit, you guys. All right, so from there, let's get into some ratings. Hold on. Oh, I gotta press send. All right, so
We need like
I'm gonna go to Metacritic this time for this one because I'm kind of tired of Rotten Tomatoes bullshit.
I've been tired of Rotten Tomatoes for a long time.
We're gonna go to Metacritic for this.
that's the one you said that they were like trying to buy.
Well, they buy.
They're basically letting.
It
people
doesn't
know
matter.
how they
It doesn't
buy.
matter where you go for a critic review. If a critic is bought out by a movie, they're gonna send that. They'll put that review on Rotten Tomatoes, on Metacritic, wherever they put their reviews. That's where their reviews are going. But let's see here. So
Well, if you're a review place that uses somebody else's review, that's pretty crappy.
well,
That's why I don't listen to listen to reviews though.
But I think if you're a critic and you're getting paid, wouldn't it just kind of get blasted to wherever?
that's kind of
Right.
how that goes.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is it?
I guess I'm just saying that I expect everyone, like Rotten Tomatoes, to have their own reviewers
Here it is.
and Metacritic to have their own reviewers.
No, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, but still,
Okay.
I get it.
So I assume their Metascore is out of 100. I assume. Yeah, it's out of 100.
that would make sense. Most are.
Well, I didn't know for sure. I don't use Metacritic. So this is out of 100, and they do have a Metascore and then a user score, which would obviously be your audience score. So what do you guys think the Metascore is?
I'm gonna go with 55.
A 55%? What do you
I'm
think?
gonna say they probably give it a 45.
45? Well, Matt's going to take this one. It's actually a 36%
Wow.
Metascore. That's pretty, out of 35 reviews. And it is.
They didn't care for this movie at all.
That means most
They,
of them
it's
were
pretty
bad.
cool because they do it like with positive ratings, mixed ratings, and negative ratings. So their positive ratings is 0 out of 35.
That's amazing.
Mixed ratings are 25, and then negative is 10. So And all these scores are based on out of like 1 to 100 or whatever. And yeah, so I'm not even going to read any of the reviews because I feel like half the time they're just a waste of fucking time.
For the critics.
Yeah, for the critics, and just, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to read the user scores either because, I don't know, sometimes, like, they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about half the time. Because we're always going to be like, fuck you!
That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
I know, well, another thing is because we usually just disagree with them anyway, so. What do you guys think? And this is out of, I believe, I think the user score is actually out of a 1 out of 10. It is. It's 1 out of 10. And there is a percentage, so it's like a 1.5 or 2.5. It can do that, or 2 or 2.5, 3, 3.5. It goes up like that.
I'm going to say they're probably in like the 8 range.
8%? Or, I mean, 8 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
5.
A 5? Matt's going to take this one, too. It's 8.
Really?
5.6.
They suck.
5.6% out of 10. I can give you a low one here. All right, how about a 1? This guy gave it a 1. All right, so this one says this was from December 13th, 2014. Do not be fooled by the impressive cast because the film is utterly atrocious. The story is weak to say the least, whilst the characters are so unappealing that I can't even remember their names. The plot twist is not clever, nor is it even needed, because, like the whole production, it is basically a disgraceful, appalling, and ridiculous proposition. Avoid setting your eyes upon this monstrosity. He didn't say
why, though.
He didn't say why about anything. He just said this is a piece of shit. That's all he said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all reviews really are.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, there's
No,
zero.
if you
There's
review
zero.
something and
Hold on. There's 0 ratings
A
too.
zero
I didn't
rate-
know
a
that.
zero.
All right. Well, let's check these out.
What I mean is, like, these people, mostly in any review of anything, you really can't take their word for it because a lot of them, they just have a qualm with it or something like that. So they just get...
This had boobies in it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, or like you know how many people go on Yelp
I don't think
and
I've ever heard that.
You know how many
Out of anything.
Out of anything.
Yeah.
You know how many times I went on to like look at because where I lived, I looked at the reviews for it, and every review that was like bad was nothing that's ever been in those that I've ever seen in any of those buildings, and it's just people who are throwing qualms because they're mad.
Right. I'll give you one more 0%. We got to keep moving here. We're getting pretty far into our time. I'm going to give you one more. Probably all the laughing that we did.
What laughing?
Oh
no!
No, I think it was where we got kind of caught up in news and what we were watching. Somebody dragging a body?
Yeah, probably. All right, so I'll give you one more 0, and then we'll move on to trivia. So this one is a 0. I would give this movie a -10, but couldn't. Bad acting, stupid, vulgar, not funny, waste of my time. I could go on. Ben Stiller continues to make F- movies.
Then why do you keep
and
watching
cashing in on cashing in on them all the way to the bank? Well, let's see here. Yes, no, I wouldn't say the acting is bad. I'd say it had a lot of improv. I think it did anyway. It was supposed to be stupid and vulgar, and it was funny, and it was only a waste of your time because you're a fuckboy.
But see, I hate that when people say like, "Oh, Ben Stiller keeps making," or this actor keeps.
But you keep buying tickets.
You keep watching.
Yep.
Like, okay, I bitched about Rob Zombie. Guess what? After the 3rd movie, I quit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
getting any more of my
I will
money
let you
or my
all know.
time.
Yeah, I will let you all know. I will not be watching the new Monsters movie.
I'm not watching.
If you made an hour-long Monsters movie, I would watch that. But it's 2 hours long, and I know it's dog shit, and I'm not interested because, for one, Sherry Moon Zombie shouldn't have anything to do with the fucking movie.
She shouldn't be in any of his movies.
Yeah.
She's a horrible
actress.
actress.
I'm 100% against watching the movie. I'm not going to give it any time of my day.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because I've grown accustomed to not liking Rob Zombie's shit. He's just not a good fucking writer
point.
or director.
If I don't like somebody, I give them a fair shake. I watch, 2, 3, 4 movies or whatever.
Yep.
And if you continue to be dog shit, I'm done.
I'm done. Yep. And I'm tired of his bullshit writing. I'm tired of his bullshit directing.
But I'm not going to get on there and go, oh, they keep doing this. They keep doing this. Why do you keep fucking watching?
You keep watching,
then?
man. You keep watching.
That's
them.
on you.
I've done that though. I don't do reviews except for one here, but like I didn't like Brad Pitt for the longest time. But once I've seen a lot of his movies mainly because of just people I'm around. But then I seen one movie and I enjoyed it. He was in it.
I have a theory about Brad Pitt.
He's the man.
Brad Pitt is a good actor as long as he's a character actor.
Well, because I like the movie.
As long as he's being funny.
As long as he's somebody that's sort of in the background, maybe a side character or like
in Burn After Reading.
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11.
You know,
I like the movies in general. Because I really liked them in
The Lost City.
The Lost City, yeah.
He's a great actor as long as you're not expecting him to carry the movie.
I don't know. I think he's a great actor. I think he's funny, and he has his. I don't think he's without his flaws, but he's like even in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, he was great in that movie because he did great in action comedy.
He's not carrying it though. There's two of them.
That's true. There are two of them, but I think that he was the better part of the movie.
The only problem with that is Angelina Jolie can't act.
I don't like her anyway.
Well, I'm just saying though, like that's my theory is that, in one place he does shine is like in the 90s when he played a bad guy. Anytime he played a bad guy.
When did he ever play a bad guy?
In a couple of Tales from the Crypt episodes, and
well, he was in a couple of Tales from the Crypt. Really?
And he was in this Lifetime movie I watched back in the day. It was called Too Young to Die. He was a bad guy in that. And
fuck, you're really diving deep into Brad Pitt.
No, look, back in the day,
it's almost like a bottomless pit.
Yeah. Look, I could go on and on, but that is my theory about Brad Pitt is that he does a Cool World. That's another one. He does a great job as long as he's a side character. Cool World. Don't expect him to carry the movie. Is all I'm saying.
All right. So with that being said, like it or love it, we love the movie. Well, me and Karen did. Matt, not so much. But let's move on to trivia here. We're running short on time.
I don't have a whole lot. Actor Mo Rodriguez. This is the guy at the beginning, the one that bit it pretty early on. Yeah. He played also like virtually the same guy, the same security guard with Denzel Washington in The Equalizer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were both security guards in that movie, but they were security guards in a store called Home Mart.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a couple scenes of that.
Yeah,
he
plays virtually the same guy. I think he even has a similar name or the same name. And then by taking this role, Jonah Hill had to drop out of Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. This was a part that he regarded as the perfect stepping stone to legitimize his credentials as a dramatic actor. Various delays in production on Tarantino's project meant that he could appear in both movies.
Yep. He did end up appearing in Django Unchained. Mm-hmm. And it was not a dramatic role at all. It was actually very funny.
No, he just meant that it was going to be a stepping stone because he was in a dramatic movie. And it worked.
I guess it did.
After that, he started getting more dramatic roles and things like that.
I've never seen Django Unchained.
It's good.
But I've heard Leonardo DiCaprio did a really cool
part. Oh, dude, he was amazing.
That
was probably one of the first.
When he wipes the blood on a girl's face or something, it says really his blood.
Yep. That was one of the first movies whenever he had come back to acting where people were like, "Holy fuck, this fucker's got chops." You know what I mean?
I think
exactly, but I think that's whenever they started to actually realize like he's willing to go the distance.
I mean, fucking What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Jesus fuck.
But he was so young at that time, though.
Look, listen, I don't care, young or not. Young would have been like the icing on the cake. He's that fucking young and he can pull that off. Like, dude, I legit thought that he was touched.
One of his
you know what I mean? Like, I did not know that kid was not
I've never
touched.
Really
did you know that originally he was supposed to play the lead role in Hocus Pocus?
Yep.
You
already wrote that down, did you?
I did.
You've been looking up trivia on Hocus Pocus already, haven't you?
I watched it because we're going to watch the second one, and I didn't want to wait.
Oh, you wanted to... Okay,
yeah,
I got you.
Watched
all right.
it.
I might have to do the same.
I didn't put that in my what I watched this week because you know what I mean?
That's in 2 days. I'm going to have to watch that Hocus Pocus
movie tomorrow. That's why I had to watch it.
Damn it.
I was like...
I want to watch it first.
I didn't really watch all of What's Eating Gilbert Grape, but I really liked them in Gangs of New York.
Yeah, he was good in that too.
he was
Yeah,
good
he
in
was
that,
great
yeah.
in that.
I bought that movie because of him, because he did a really good job in that movie.
Oh,
And also, I just like the movie Gangs in New York for some reason. It's
a good
when I
movie.
was young, I was like, this is a good movie, but
That's a
I
good
watched
flick.
it as an adult, and I was like, I want this movie.
Yeah.
who was the guy who was in who starred in There Will Be Blood? Is it No, it's James Earl Jones. He's Mufasa.
He's also
say it again.
he's also Vader.
Yeah, he's also Vader. Anyway, so let's move on. Let's keep
So
going.
Chris Tucker was the original pick for Jamarcus. Terrible idea.
Oh, I'm glad that didn't
do
happen.
Yeah.
That would have ruined that character. For real.
And Vince Vaughn joined this project because he liked the character's relationship with his daughter. That was the only reason.
Because it was kind of violent, but not really. Well, because what I mean by violent, not violent. It was
I got no violence from
No,
I was
the
gonna say.
relationship at all.
not violent is what I meant. This is the F you.
I fucking hate this place. I fucking love this place. No, it was more like he wanted to show his softer side.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that, like he
I
was a
can see
good
that.
dad, and
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good dad in that movie.
Yep.
This was the last theatrical role of R. Lee Ermey.
I was wondering about that. I fucking love that dude. That's another Saving Silverman great role, dude. He was in Saving Silverman.
I know what my
Yeah, he was the. Remember at the end he ends up marrying Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
They find out they're gay.
Yeah, okay, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was
Yeah,
good.
I forgot about
liked
that.
I fucking love him, dude.
That was his last theatrical role?
Yeah, in this movie.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
The Neighborhood Watch program, in real life, was started because in 1964, a woman named Kitty Genovese, I think I'm saying that right, was stabbed in New York. A lot of neighbors heard the murder, but no one said or did anything. And then the last one that I have is that Jonah Hill trained for 2 weeks to learn how to use a butterfly knife.
Makes sense. What's her face? The girl who was in Kick-Ass.
Chloe.
Chloe Grace
Yeah,
Moretz.
that's her.
Yeah.
She also took extensive training on using a butterfly knife. What?
Focus, focus.
Oh.
You know, you can buy a butterfly knife thing that's the handle of a butterfly knife, but the thing that acts as the blade is not sharp.
Oh, to practice.
Yeah, the dummy ones.
Yeah.
My brother had one.
I've been thinking about getting one because I think it would be neat, like a fidget spinner, basically.
All right, people. So because we ran really short on time, we're already pretty well into this. So next week we will be reviewing Hocus Pocus 1 and 2 with the blah, 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 blah,
Can you
blah.
speak?
Always all the fucking time at the end of the fucking episode.
you
I think it's
really
because we've
kinda
been
mess up.
talking. for
Probably.
2
I think it's
hours.
I think it is. So next week, because we're getting into the spooky season, Halloween and all that's coming up here. So next week will be our family pick. Actually, it's not even our family pick. It's just my family pick because it's what I said is going to happen.
And then also, I'm picking a family movie.
Yeah.
too.
So and we'll get there. Well, but so next week will be Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. It's going to be a double feature with the release of the new Hocus Pocus movie, which drops Friday.
30th. Yeah,
Is it
the
Friday? Friday. So we're going to be at a group party, or a party. What do they call it?
Watch party.
A watch party. Yeah, a watch party for Hocus Pocus 2.
I'm bringing meatballs.
Do you want to be?
Don't bother me none.
Do you want to go?
Not really.
Okay, I don't think Josh and Jessica care if you go.
I'm sure they don't.
Well, I don't. It's no big deal. I don't really care. I was just.
I'm
saying
sure
I
the only
won't be
reason you
there.
didn't get an invite is because you don't have a Facebook.
Exactly.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that I'm not pretty sure, but I have a feeling that the reason I haven't been to a lot of parties that you guys have talked about is because I don't have Facebook.
Maybe. We don't have a lot of parties anymore. What are
I
you
don't
talking
really
about?
go to a lot.
Yeah,
anyway.
Karen doesn't go to any. All right, so anyway, so next week will be our review on Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, and just got our general thoughts, because I think that Hocus Pocus 2 is going to be a big pile of dog shit. I
hope we're wrong.
I hope you are too. I hope it's got a lot of new material, a lot of good stuff, and I mean, because you can't go wrong with Bette Midler, man.
I think a lot.
I love Bette Midler.
I think a
But-
lot of
I
the
did see
problem,
where
though-
they're like eating like moisturizer or something in a Walgreens.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
That kind of was funny to me, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
there's. I saw a clip and it was like rehashing some of the shit from the first
Yeah,
movie.
I did see that
and
clip, too.
That told me nostalgia bait. That's nostalgia
Yeah.
bait to me, and I don't like that because that means you're not coming up with anything new.
It could be though that I mean, and again, this is wishful thinking on my part because I tend to agree with you, but like, there's a lot of people out there that want that. And maybe they're
and it could be just it could be bait to get them into the movie. Yeah,
you know, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't make it a prequel.
Well, no, because if they were going to do a prequel, they couldn't bring back the original people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because they were still the...
Thackeray Binks is way too old.
Well, I'm saying like they couldn't bring back Bette Midler. How are you going to do a prequel and make her look younger? You know what I mean?
Wait, I didn't think about that.
But I guess originally in the first movie they were old to begin with.
Yeah. But I think the whole point is that they're always trying to be younger. So.
I know. Well, in the first movie, at the very beginning, they're old.
Yeah.
But then again, if you did a prequel, it would have to be in the past, and nobody's going to watch a movie with them in the past.
I didn't think about it.
So, but anyway,
yeah.
But anyway, so we will be watching Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, and then after that, we will get back into our picks for the month of October, which will be all horror or Halloween-based movies. And after Hocus Pocus will be Karen's first pick. And then after that will be Matt's pick, and then obviously after that will be my pick at the end of the month.
So far, my pick's the best.
Because it's the only one that we know of, other than Hocus Pocus.
Doesn't matter.
I think I know what I'm going to pick, but I'm not 100%.
I'm up in the air on a few things. There's some new stuff coming out.
You can't just let me be first in anything, can you?
You are first. What are you talking about? Wow, dude. You are like a little brother.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if that's an insult or not.
So, and then after that, obviously, we get back to our normal picks until the month of December, where we go into Christmas movies. So
there's a
Wait,
Christmas
I thought we
horror
were
movie
doing some Thanksgiving movies.
we can, yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Because she bought a movie all for it, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
bought 2 movies.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah. And you know what?
Are we gonna do 1 or 2 of them?
Well, technically there's 3, but we can't find the 3rd.
Probably for good reason.
No, you can't find the second.
Oh yeah, the second. Right.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
right.
You're
You
right.
did yeah.
Right.
Oh.
The second one.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Yep.
That's the joke.
Yep.
That's fucking great.
It's even on the back of the thing.
I hope that in like 20 years they're like, here it is.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we found it.
We found 2.
You know the thing is, she sent the picture to us, and I go, oh god, I'm gonna have to watch it all now. So I was like,
I don't know about the 3rd, but maybe just the 1st.
Maybe.
Oh fuck.
we're gonna have to.
What do you mean maybe? What do you mean maybe? You get 1 pick.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving.
Oh fuck.
There's all kinds of months in the year.
All kinds of months in the year. You mean
Doesn't-
all kinds
I don't
of
have-
weeks in the year?
Yeah, like I don't have to just. I mean, just because it's Thanksgiving doesn't mean that I
That's
have
true,
to.
I guess.
You know, we could be like February and.
But there's
Right.
By the way,
there's a.
I know it's Valentine's Day, but
let's watch a turkey.
yeah,
Kill
let's
people.
watch a turkey.
What I'm saying is there's a Christmas horror movie that I've watched 2 years for the past 2 years. And I think it's a really good movie. It's on Netflix, I do believe. So I'm gonna have to find that and bring that one up. I think you guys would like it.
Okay.
That's the one I'm thinking of. I do.
Oh, then you've seen it then.
Maybe.
All right, so that's what we got going on here next week, and make sure you tune in next week for Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, and we will discuss and determine which one was better. Probably the first, but but we'll get into that next week. And yeah. a fuck.
No,
I know. Until next week, though, peeps. We'll see you then.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.